Hashem Kodash.
The large city apostles and others of great millstone salutations. Much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out of truth and sincerity. All right? And we start with Revelation 17 chapter. Let's start Revelation 17.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 17, and verse 1.
Yep, right.
And there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
That great whore is speaking about America, okay, aka Babylon the Great. All right? It's all parabolic. Okay? Go ahead.
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication.
Right. The kings of the earth, meaning these other nations, they've done business deals and they've took on the ways of America. Okay, that's the fornication. Go ahead.
And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
Right, her philosophy. Go ahead.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast,
Babylon's been a golden cup.
full of names of blasphemy,
Right.
having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Now the scarlet colored beast is speaking about this empire except for America, meaning the NATO and the EU. Okay? You got all the European Union allies, which when they were first started, they were known as what? The Treaty of Rome, showing you that this is nothing more than the Roman Empire coming back. They did a treaty called the Treaty of Rome when they were known as the European Economic Community. Okay? Which is nothing but that Roman system coming back. Go ahead.
It says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet colored, and decked with gold and precious stones.
Showing you how they were living decadent. Okay? They were up on a high horse. But the scripture said that they're going to be brought down from that high horse.
That's right.
Okay? Babylon, but not just Babylon, the Edomites as a total nation. See, Babylon is just the chief city of the Edomites. Let me Isaiah 147. Isaiah 47. Okay? Bring that up. Isaiah 47 and 1.
It's Isaiah 47 and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Right.
Sit on the ground. There is no throne.
So that same whore that was dressed in the scarlet color and the purple, which represents royalty, that she's going to be brought down. Which that's nothing more than America. Go ahead.
Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
Yep.
Thou shalt no more be called tender and
I
delicate.
said the daughter of Babylon, the daughter of the Chaldeans. Where else do we hear that? Let me Psalms 147. Psalms 147. The daughter of Babylon represents the Edomites.
That's right.
Why? Because the Edomites are the ones that are running this present system, starting with their chief city, which is America. Okay? Go ahead.
Psalms 137
140
and 7. Psalms 137 and 7.
Yep.
Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom,
Yep.
in the days of Jerusalem, who said, Grace it, grace
So
it.
it's speaking about the Edomites. Who are the Edomites today? We always tell you it's the so-called white people. Okay? The majority of them are Edomites. They go back to the nation of Edom in the Bible. Okay? Go ahead.
Who said, race it to the foundation thereof.
Uh-huh.
O daughter of Babylon.
Oh, he's calling the Edomites the daughter of Babylon. Why? Because they helped the Babylonians against us going back to that time. See? So, but even further is because they're ruling the present day Babylon, which is America. Okay? That's what spreads all this wicked philosophies around the world. Feminism, homosexuality, they're pushing that around the planet Earth. And forcing the other nations to get with it. Okay? Their so-called democracy, which is nothing more than a scam. Go ahead.
O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed.
Who what?
Who are to be destroyed.
Who are to be destroyed. So that's going to be the end of Babylon and the Edomites, man. It's destruction, man. Go ahead.
Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us.
Uh-huh.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth our little ones against the stones.
Because that's what they did with us. They would take the babies by the feet and they would slap them against whatever, a rock, a wall, and kill them. They ain't newborn babies and all that. They would chop the babies out of the Native Americans' belly and do the same thing. So guess what? The Lord said payback is coming to these devils, man.
That's
See what I'm saying? But it mentions Babylon because they're the ones that are ruling the present day Babylon. So you got to put the pieces of the puzzle together, man. Go ahead.
That's not that.
That's it on that. Beautiful. Read that. Keep going on Isaiah 47 real quick.
Back to Isaiah 47 and verse 2. It says, take the millstone and grind meal. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the river.
Now, uncovering the thigh goes into the shame that's being revealed, right? Because now the truth of them is coming out now, more and more. See, when you go back to the 50s and the 40s, that truth wasn't coming out, right? And really, they were proud of a lot of the things that is coming out now. You see what I'm saying? But now it's a shame because the nations are calling them out on it. Go ahead, especially the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Right. What does Habakkuk say? That shame shall be that glory shall be turned into what? It's shame, man. Shameful spewing. Okay. Go ahead.
It says, I will make. I'm gonna read that again. Isaiah 47 and 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
And the Lord is going to come back with that vengeance to take you down, man. You see what I'm saying? Read that real quick.
It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory.
Right, what they used to look at as glory, Christopher Columbus and these different devils, now it's being looked at as shame. That's why they've taken out the statues. You even got other Edomites fighting against it. You see what I'm saying? So there's a divide. Right? Because now that shame is good. They don't want that shame. That's the whole thing of them not wanting to hear about critical race theory. It's because it's going to go into detail about what they did. They don't want to go into no detail. They want to just paint it over with a broad brush. Oh yeah, this happened. No. It's nothing different than indentured servitude. And they don't want to go into the details of their wickedness, man. See what I'm saying? But don't worry, all the details are going to come out. And I can't wait till the Lord fully reveals it, man. And you devils are fully made bare, because the only thing that Esau's going to be left to do is to attack.
That's right.
Because he's going to be put into a corner, and everyone's going to see you for what you truly are.
Right.
Because they still control the media. Right? So when you have the power of the media, that's a powerful thing. All right? That's why around the world, you so-called black men have a negative stigma around the planet. That shows you the power of media. You go to China, Chinese people ain't never seen no black person before, man. No, they never seen a black person in their life, right? To have a negative view of them, but they have the media. See what I'm saying to you? And the media is very powerful. That's why when Christopher Columbus he came over here, what did he do? He came with the picture of Cesare Borgia, the picture of so-called Jesus, right? As a so-called what person? See? So that was all witchcraft, and it was psychological.
That's true.
All of that. See, Esau's a master of psychology. All right, go ahead.
Real quick, brother.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, and verse 10. It says, and I heard a loud voice sing in heaven,
right?
Now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his Mashiach.
Yep.
For the accuser of our brethren.
For the accuser of our brethren. When the Lord comes back, the accuser of our brethren, which are these Edomites, which how does he accuse you? Through media. That's the main way that he accuses you. Paints you as a criminal, as this and that. As like a wild animal, right? When you got that movie, Birth of a Nation, the first one, not the one that recent one that came out, the first Birth of a Nation. That's what triggered the KKK to come back into existence. Like to really, they were always there, but I mean they came back. They regrouped, so to speak, and started to get more members because of that propaganda, right? By the way, it was a so-called Jew that made that, man. You see what I'm saying to you? So, that media is very powerful, man. Go ahead.
For the accuser of our brethren is cast down,
right?
Which accused them before our power day and night.
Yeah, but they're about to be cast down, and that's what we're waiting for, man. When we send up them curses, we send up curses on the Edomite nation, man.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
We send it against Edom as a nation.
That's right.
As a whole race. And those curses are effective, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
Isaiah 14 and 13.
Because first of all, the Lord don't like Esau, man. You think when we set up the curses, the Lord, oh no, that's no problem. Because they're gonna be destroyed anyway, man. But we want it to speed up, man. Go ahead.
Isaiah 14 and 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend unto heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High.
Right.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the side of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. they that shall see thee,
Right, so he thought he was going to be like the Most High, right? Which that's everything that the left hand is doing. They're trying to mimic the Most High. Okay, as is above, so is below. They're trying to mimic the Most High with that. See, but guess what? They're going to be brought down to heaven. Basically, they're going to be completely destroyed.
That's right.
The Lord is going to bring them to the lowest place that any man has ever been, man. Okay, they're going to go from the highest point to the lowest point. It's going to be historical, man. Okay? Legendary, if you will. Okay? Like we say, man, a cockroach is going to have more rights than an Edomite in the kingdom, man.
that's right.
We're going to treat cockroaches all right. We're going to treat them good. All the animals and they're going to be treated good in the kingdom. But the Edomites, man. Go ahead.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee.
What does it mean to narrowly? That means to look down on someone. When they're looking at you narrowly, that means to look down upon you. Go ahead.
And consider thee, saying, is this the man
These are the ones who rule the earth? These guys?
Yeah, that's right.
Go ahead.
that made the earth to tremble,
Right.
that did shake kingdoms?
What was one of the main ways they shook the kingdoms? Was through that, not just Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but they were just dropping those bombs from the sky. See, that was a way that they scared the nations. Oh, the movie Oppenheimer shows you that. And that's why it was created. But they ain't never stopped that. Right? They're set up for the purpose of bringing forth destruction. Go ahead.
That made the world as a wilderness.
Matter of
And-
fact, give me Revelation, dealing with Revelation, the 13th chapter. You know what I'm talking about with the fire? Okay? Bring it up.
This is Revelation 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth.
Yeah.
And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh
Right,
fire.
like the beast, like we said before, was who? Is the new Roman Empire, NATO and the EU, headed by the whore, which is America. Go ahead.
And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven.
Right, and the fire come down from heaven. That started with who? That started with it came out of America first, okay, and then what? Germans started to get a hold of it. The Russians and so on and so forth. So it's all Edomite nations that started to do that, drop fire from heaven, meaning the what? The bombs. Okay, go ahead.
And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
Right, so that was what scared the nations. That's why I said he shook kingdoms. But when that Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they're still feeling the effects of Hiroshima and Nagasaki right now, as we speak. Many, many decades later, man, almost a century. All right? And we're still feeling the effects of that, the radiation. People are sick over there. Okay? There's all your kids grown with extra ears and extra eyeball, extra head. Right? Just because they wanted to prove a point. The war was already over. Okay? So this is the mindset of the so-called white man. Okay? He has no mercy. That's why the scripture said there shall be no mercy to them that showed no mercy. And then you tell them about it, get over it. Hey, we can't wait. But wait till the Lord gets done with these devils. We're going to show them, man. We're going to tell them to get over it too. While we're beating their ass, man. Go ahead.
So back
We're going to tell them to stop being a victim. Go ahead, man.
back to Isaiah 14 and 17. That
Yeah,
made the world.
you go kill somebody's whole family, right? You tell them, don't be a victim. Huh? Does that make sense, man? That don't make no damn sense. Go ahead.
Isaiah 14 and 17.
Yeah?
That made
watch,
the world.
watch this guy, man. Go ahead.
That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof. That opened not the house of his prisoners.
Go ahead.
All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house.
Yep.
But thou art cast out of thy grave.
So this is speaking about the Edomites. All the other nations are going to have their own land. They're going to be able to, govern their own land at a certain point. You see? But speaking of the Edomites, go ahead.
But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch,
Yep.
and as the raiment of those that are slain,
Yep.
thrust through with the sword that go down to the stones
They're
of
going
the
to be
pit.
cast out as abominable branch, meaning that you're going to be despised. Okay? Right?
As a carcass trodden under feet.
Right, that's it. But anyways, Go up on that verse. Go to the hammer. Go to the hammer of the earth. Go to the hammer of the earth. Go to verse 3. Go to verse 3. Okay? Matter of fact, go to verse 2. Go to verse 2.
Isaiah 14 and 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
Right? We're going to possess them in the land of the Lord. Go ahead.
For servants and handmaids.
They're going to be our slaves. These Edomites. Okay? Go ahead.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Read that again.
And they shall take them captives.
We're going to take them captives. All right? Go ahead.
Whose captives they were.
Whose captives we were. Which is who are we captive under? Captive is another way of saying slavery. Who are we in slavery under? The Edomites. Right? There was other slaves, but that was the main slavery. That was the worst slavery, the last slavery. You see what I'm saying? So they're going to get it the worst. All these other nations are going to get it. Moab, Ishmael. But Esau's going to get it the worst of all nations. That's why I said they're going to be cast out as an abominable branch. Go ahead.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
Yeah. And we shall what?
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
We're going to simple. It's plain and simple. Go ahead. Keep going.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow.
And that's when we're going to get the rest. When Yahweh Shai comes and establishes the kingdom. The rest is not here. The scripture said this is not your rest. Go ahead.
And from the fear, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve,
Yeah.
that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon.
Right, the king of Babylon is the daughter of Babylon, same people, the Edomites. Okay, it's interchangeable. Go ahead.
And say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased.
They're going to cease. They're going to cease. All right, go ahead.
The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked.
Yep.
And the scepter of the
He's
ruler.
going to break their staff, meaning he's going to break their power. Okay, the Most High is going to use his son to break their power. Okay, you're not going to do it by bringing up a militia or a military against them. It's not going to work like that. Yahweh Shai himself is going to do it, man. And he said he's not going to need nobody with him. He said he's going to say, it says his anger upheld him. Okay, he's going to have that spiritual power, man. Go ahead.
He who smote the people in wrath in a continual stroke. He that ruled the nation in
He that
anger.
smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, man. Like we're speaking about Hiroshima, Nagasaki, man. All right, go watch the movie Oppenheimer, man. They dropped it on them basically to prove a point. See? And that was some great wrath. Said what, over 100,000 people died one time. Women, children, they didn't give a shit. Okay? They wanted to prove a point. That's called wrath, man. Which is grievous anger. That's how the so-called white man thinks, man. When he came over here to the Native Americans, did he show any mercy? He don't show mercy, man. That's not in his spirit. But then he'll look at you like you did something to them. They'll look at you, you go into some place where they're at, they'll look at you like you hurt them. You did something to them. You got these Karens that'll pop up. Now what are you doing here? Right? Like you did something to them. You see how the devil operates, man? But the Most High is going to fix all of that, man. Through his son Yahweh Shai. The water Yahweh Shai. And the water for the Bible. I praise the Lord for the Bible and for the truth, man. Because he's a just power, man. Go ahead.
Like, just as it says how the things of Esau searched out through the scriptures.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
So it says, who smote the
See,
people?
really the elites wish they could get rid of the Bible, man. They know there's going to be too much of a... They can't just do that. You understand what I'm saying? But they really wish they could. Because that's like it's a threat to their society, man. Because they see that the men of the Lord, the elect, is waking up. That's right. That the Israelites are waking up to who they are, man. They said there's millions of Israelites, that so-called black people that identify as Israelites in America. Millions. So that was just in a matter of a decade, man. That was literally in a matter of like 13, 14, 15, 16 years. Since 2007, since the apostles got on YouTube, water, brother. Since the apostles got on YouTube. Okay? And since then, the truth has blown up, man. Go ahead.
He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nation in anger, is persecuted and none hinder it.
Right.
The whole earth is at rest.
He that ruled the people in anger, meaning his violence, his hatred, his destruction, his mercilessness. Okay? We showed you, we gave you some examples. Go ahead.
The whole earth is at rest and is quiet.
But when they're taken down, the whole earth is going to be at rest and quiet. See, peace is equated to quietness. Okay? Go ahead.
Just as he was giving power to take out peace from the earth,
Yes.
when he comes out of rulership, that peace is going to return, and even more because Yahweh Shai himself is going to establish that peace on earth.
That's right. Well, that's the Prince of Peace. Yahweh Shai, the Lord, is the Prince of Peace. He's coming to establish the peace by taking out the Prince of Death, right? The Prince of Confusion, which is these Edomites, right? Right.
Just as it says, the last enemy that's going to be taken out is death.
Yep.
You know?
For us, for the Israelites. But you have to understand, that's not for the whole earth. Okay, that's only for the Israelites. Go ahead.
The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
It's going to be a celebration. There's going to be a celebration, man. When this Edomite is brought down, there's going to be a literal celebration. Well, the coronation of the elect is going to be a celebration. Okay? Go ahead.
You want me to keep going?
A little bit more? Is there a little bit more now? Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Read that. Read that. Go ahead. Did you just read that? You just read that. Oh, it's not my fault. Read that. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 50 and verse 23. And it reads, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder
Right, the hammer of the whole earth is the Edomites.
and broken?
Yep.
How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
Right, namely Babylon, specifically Babylon. Okay, specifically Babylon. But that represents the Edomite power structure. Okay? Because America was that brute force. See, as powerful as Russia is, they can't take down America by themselves. See, that's why they're setting up the BRICS. Okay, but eventually they will take out America through nuclear fire along with their allies, man. Because that's prophecy, man. Although America has been that hammer, like I said, the first people to drop that bomb was the Americans. Okay, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Then the rest of the Edomite nations, Russia, Germany, followed, man. Go ahead.
And just as you were saying that America, just to prove the point that America is that hammer, is that at one point America was looked at the number one superpower of the earth, and also was they called it like the police of the earth. Because
it's the same. They still are the superpower. They still are the police. But there's another superpower that's ready to combat it, which is Russia and their allies, the BRICS nations, man. But there's people that are going to be added onto the BRICS that are allies right now with America. That's the prophecies, man. Okay? At the end of the day, Babylon is going to be destroyed, man. At the end of the day, Babylon is going to be destroyed, one way or another. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 24, it says, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, or Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. It says the Lord hath opened his heart.
Who has striven against the Lord? These Edomites, starting with their head, America has striven against the Lord. Everything they've done is against the scriptures, against what the Most High put out, man. And that's what they promote in the earth as right, as the right way. And they try to force these other nations to get with it. Okay? It's like what's her name? Kamala Harris went over to Uganda and these different places and telling them they have to accept more homosexuality, man. Uganda said, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? All the problems we have, we gotta focus on that. Because their job is to push people towards Satanism, man. That's their literal job on the earth, man. Okay? Go ahead, man.
This is Jeremiah 51 and verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken.
Right.
The nations have drunken of her wine.
The nations have drunken of her wine, her philosophies. That's why you go to the Middle East, you'll see a McDonald's. That's not but poison. It's fast food shit. This is poison, man. Hamburger, poutine. Everywhere you go is another hamburger poutine place, man. So that's poison, man. See what I'm saying to you? But anywhere that philosophy, that wine is, which is pretty much around the whole earth, they got a McDonald's, they got Transformers over there. Okay? The divorce rate is through the roof because of feminism. See what I'm saying to you? They're ripping off their hijabs. You know what I'm saying to you? So it's like they got wearing leggings and yoga pads, right? When they used to be dressed modestly in their particular countries. That's the wine of the Babylonian break, like the philosophy. It's making them drunk. Go ahead.
says, the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
And that word mad doesn't mean angry, it means crazy. They become crazy for that. Because think about it, the way Esau society is in the West is fucking retarded. You got a grown man, you got a dick bigger than yours, right? And he's walking into the girls' bathroom. And you're supposed to allow your daughter to, you gotta accept that. Your daughter goes in there, you have to accept that. But that's sanity, that's okay though. Right? Go ahead, man. But that's what it means by they've become mad. They're following, they're eating at McDonald's. You gotta be crazy to eat McDonald's, man. If you're a sane person, a man with his right mind, he's not gonna want to eat McDonald's, man. Because really they're addicted to that. That's nothing more than drugs. They literally put drugs in that food, like a fast food shit. But this is what they're pushing to these other nations as freedom. Right.
This is Nahum 3:19. There is no healing of thy bruise, thy wound is grievous. All that hear the brood of thee shall clap their hands over thee. For upon whom has not thy wickedness passed continually?
Right. Ooh, well, hold on. Get Malachi 1 and 4. Who has not thy wickedness passed continually? Everywhere Esau goes, if we had like, if it was like if there was like something like a red marker, right, that would turn a place red wherever Esau goes, well, the whole earth would be red, man. Everywhere Esau passes, boom, that place turns red. This guy passes, boom, it turns red because he's polluting the earth with his philosophy, man.
Just to add on that.
This is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
This is speaking about the Edomites. That's why I said Edom. Okay, go ahead.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Meaning what? Everywhere they go, the wickedness follows. Right. That's why the scripture said, over whom has not your wickedness passed over, man? You see? Everywhere they go, their wickedness and their philosophy passes, man. And it pollutes the minds of those people, man. See, the nations they're not with the Most High, they're off, but at least they have a sense of morality to some extent before these Edomites got over there, man. When Esau comes, the whole sense of morality is washed away. Confusion and disorder prevails, man. Go ahead.
Just as it says, I have seen the wicked in great power spreading themselves as a green bay tree. But that shadow, he brings it all over the world.
Yep.
You know? So again, just as the brother said, everywhere Esau touches, he brings that death with him.
Yep. Well, the valley of the shadow of death, that's controlled by Esau and Edom. Go ahead.
It says, the border of wickedness and the people.
And the what?
And the people.
The people. It's not just one person. It's not speaking about the man Esau. Right. This is speaking about his whole descendants, his whole race. Straight up. Read that again, man.
It says, the border of wickedness.
Yeah, I mean, everywhere they go, wickedness follows, man. Homosexuality, transgenderism, all right? Children speaking up against their parents, all right? Because that's how Edomites are by nature. They're rebellious, man, against the Most High. What did the Most High say? He said, honor thy father and thy mother, that what? That days may be long, right? Everyone knows that Edomite, F you, mom, F you, dad. That's the way the Edomites operate, man. Okay? And now you got our children acting like, you got our so-called black kids and Latino kids acting like that. All right? You got J kids killing their parents now. That used to be a thing you never heard of before, man. You never heard of black guy killing his mom. You never heard that before. Now that happens from time to time. Because of the pollution of the wicked, the mindset. It's a mindset, man. Right. Wickedness is a cancer, man. It grows in the mind, man.
You got that guy. I wanted to lead, climb wall.
Come on. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a little kid too.
Little kid.
Yo, anyways, man. There you go. That's why.
Even like they're trying to correct them. You know, like, yo, what are you doing? They made a whole song. Like,
yo,
you know?
I'm telling you, bro. Well, Jake, that's why the nation needs to be reset. The majority of them are going to be put to death. That's right. Okay? And only the best is going to survive. Right? The ones that are with Yahweh Shai. The rest of them, they're with the enemy. I don't care if they say that, no, I'm for my people. They're really with the enemy. Their mindset proves that they're with the enemy. That's right. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. Yep. And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Matter of fact, give me Isaiah 65. Go ahead.
And the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
So the Lord has indignation against this particular people, man. So they're not created to be loved. You wanna know what they're literally not created to be loved. Okay, they're literally created to be hated. The Most High created them for that purpose, man. He created us, the Israelites, to be loved, but 2/3 have gone the ways of the wicked. So guess what? He don't love them right now either. They're gonna have to die off too. They're gonna have to get judged with the wicked right now.
That's right, that's right.
You see what I'm saying to you? Go ahead.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 20. Nay, but O man, who art thou that replies against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
I think you could go up one verse. Go one or two verses. Go 2 verses.
Verse 17.
Yep.
For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, that my name might be declared throughout all the
This
earth.
is the same reason why he raised up the so-called white man. He raised them up so that he could show his power in bringing them down. See, all this technology they have, they're proud behind it. They believe that no one can take them down. But that's why Yahweh Shai is going to come. He's going to take them down without weapon. The scripture says that he didn't lift up sword. It was all spiritual. It's all spiritual power he's going to use to take them down and deliver the elect. All their tanks, their fighter jets, drones, that's light work, man. You see what the chariots can do? All the images they have of the so-called UFOs? They can move at the speed of light and stop right away, abruptly. And then go downward, and then come up, and then get bigger, and then get smaller, and shrink, and disappear, and come back. Turn into a cloud, turn into this, change shapes. Send out a lightning beam, and yo, they have that on camera, man. I've seen one myself. Like, I've seen one. Only one time I've seen a chariot, man. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy,
Right?
and whom he will, he hardeneth. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doeth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will?
Why does he find fault if he's the one giving them the spirit to do what they're doing? Right?
Nay, but, O man, who art thou that replies against the Most High?
Who are you to reply against the Most High? The Most High does what he wants to do. He's the master builder. He's the director of this thing.
That's right.
Okay? He puts what he wants in his movie.
That's right.
You're nothing but a character in his movie.
That's it.
Okay? Whether you're righteous or wicked, you know what I'm saying? Time will tell. Go ahead.
Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? And not the potter power over the clay? Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?
Right, he made one unto honor and he made one unto dishonor. The one he made unto honor was us, the Israelites.
That's right.
The scripture said, have I not planted thee a noble vine? Matter of fact, get me that real quick. He planted us to be a noble people, man. But look at Jake now, man. Pants sagging behind their back. They hate themselves. They hate each other. Okay? They're simps. Okay? They're weak in the spirit. You know? Smoking weed, taking drugs. Go ahead.
What if the Most High willing?
Eating abominations. Go ahead. And that's all against the Most High. They think, oh, well, who am I hurting? The Most High told you don't do it, man.
That's it.
If the Most High told you don't do it, guess what? That's out of order. Which means it's chaos, man. Which means it leads to death. See, first of all, when Eve ate the apple, she didn't get not the apple. When Eve ate that, partook of that fruit, which wasn't an actual fruit. It was philosophy. It was a philosophy of the serpent, which wasn't an actual serpent, but a man. When she partook of that, who did she hurt? She committed sin. She went against the Most High. That's the bottom line, man. Go ahead, man.
That's what he says. From the woman came the beginning of sin.
Right.
Through her, we all died.
Right, because it started with Eve. What's going on, bro? All right, it started with Eve. All right, go ahead.
Verse 22. What if
these dudes are still following the woman now, man? Go ahead, man.
What if the Most High, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?
So you don't think the Most High wants to get rid of the Edomites too? Don't you think he wants to get rid of this filth in the earth too? Yes. But guess what? He's more patient than us, man. Yeah. He's long suffering, man. He'll sit there and wait for the perfect time. The Most High doesn't get emotional on that level. Where he's irrational. The Most High is never rational. He said that he's bound by his word. So everything that he said has to come to pass before something else that's supposed to come after comes. You understand? It all has to be done in proper order. Read that again, please.
God, it says, what if the Most High, willing to show his wrath?
He's willing to show his wrath. He wants to bring his wrath. Go ahead.
And to make his power known.
Right, to show his power. Because you know how much people are blaspheming the Lord right now, man? I don't believe it. I don't believe that. F God, Boozy said that.
Yeah.
Right? And the so-called white man, he stays blaspheming the Lord. Yuval Noah saying we don't need to listen to God because we can make rain now. That's what the elites are saying, man. The Most High is allowing them to say these things, man. But when he comes, there ain't no stopping. There ain't no timeout. Hold on, TK or Ryan Garcia, you know, taking the knee. There's no stopping, man. There's no stopping, man.
That's right.
Or Errol Spence getting beat. He got messed up, man. Okay? There's no stopping the fight. There's no coach in the middle that'll stop. When the Most High unleashes his wrath, that's it, man. And if you're not on his side at that time, you're through. You're done. That's why you think we worry about these people, man. You know what? You can laugh, you can make jokes. It don't matter, man. We already know what's coming, man. All right? Scripture says, woe to them that laugh now, because they shall moan and weep.
That's right.
Yo, were they laughing at Noah? Were they laughing at Noah the whole time? And then when that rain came, Noah was up in there, right? They were beating on that ark. Go ahead, man.
What if the
Oh, you got something? Okay, go ahead,
This
bro.
is Nahum 1:6. Who can stand before his indignation?
That's right.
And who can abide in the fierceness of his anger?
Who can abide, man? Right? Go ahead, man.
His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him.
Right. And it's not necessarily the earth is going to open up and swallow you up. Not necessarily. He's done that before, right? That's happened before. But listen, he controls the angels. And the angels go out and do his bidding. You can't see the angels. The angels are all around. So they can appear, right? Right? They could even come in the form of men. Okay? But the angels are all around doing the bidding of the Lord. So guess what? A person is driving, right? A bicycle. And then they get in, they don't see the Lord, the angel blinds them on the right side, meaning spiritually, that they don't recognize that there's a train coming or a bus coming, and they get hit by that bus. You see what I'm saying? Well, that was the Lord who did that. You see? That was the Lord setting them up to be put to death in that particular manner.
That's right.
The times that we're coming into, those events are going to, listen, their bodies are going to be all on the streets. So there's going to be, talk about a million ways, 1,000 ways to die. I don't know if you know that show. No, there's many ways to die, man. Many ways to die. The Lord's about to get creative in these times, man.
Just to add on, as it says, who shall persuade Ahab? You know?
Yep.
Those are the angels.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Those are the angels. Who shall persuade Ahab so that he can go die at Ramat Gilead? So again, like, just to back up the point, the Lord can, the angels are working.
Right.
We can't even understand it.
Right, and he prophesied how, what's her name, Jezebel was going to die. He said, listen, Jezebel's going to die and she's going to be eaten by dogs. They didn't understand how, right? So when she was in the window, right, she got herself looking fair, she was in the window. He said, whoever's with me, throw her out the window. Boom. The two men said, yeah, shot her out the window. Boom. And then they went upstairs, and when they came back down, the only thing was left was like her skull, man. The dogs already ate her, man.
I mean, say, that proves that there's a higher power, man. Just the fact that you don't get to choose the day that you die. And you could just wake up, you could not even just wake up the next day, if that makes sense. The most I could choose that you go to sleep, next day you don't even get to see life again.
Well, that proves that you don't have control. That's what that proves. Again, listen, when it comes to proving whether there's a Most High, they're going to see the proof soon. Really, you can look at his creation and prove that. The way your body is so intelligent that it has something called an immune system, which means it works to heal itself. Right? Got all these different organs that work together simultaneously. You got the right atrium, right? Pumps the blood and so on. That's an intricate system. If you're telling me that came from just randomness, you're an idiot. Because you're just an idiot. I don't have to debate with you. You're a dummy. Come on, man. How can an intelligent design be created without an intelligent creator? Man? Doesn't make sense. You got a computer. There was an explosion. Now an Apple computer is there, right? You're supposed to tell me that makes sense?
That's right.
Give me a break. And then they'll say it was elements. Where did the elements come from? Who put them? Just stop it, man.
Even as far as the liver, how it cleanses the blood.
Yep.
It's a perfect orchestrated system.
Listen, man.
And nobody has the same fingerprints.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's
DNA.
DNA, even as far as the
Yep.
like the see the thing in the ear. See the
Eardrum?
no.
Pineal gland?
The wax. Oh yeah, it really stops from bacteria and certain things to come in.
Everything has a purpose.
Everything has a purpose.
Everything has, even the tonsil, they used to say these dumb Edomites. They're so proud and stupid. These Edomites are. Oh, you don't need the tonsil. And then an idiot will listen. I remember my cousin when she was young, she got the tonsils removed. And they'll actually do it because the so-called white man, and he had a suit on, and he said it, so it makes it true. But you need it because it actually stops, like you said, it's part of stopping bacteria from coming into your inside of you. Certain big particles, something like that. We could look it up. We could look it up. They found out that you need it. In other words,
I just want to add real quick to your point, because even when the creation was made, what did the power say? When they created man, they said it was good.
That's right.
You know, so there's no need to change things.
That's right.
You know, like for instance, your wisdom tooth, the wisdom tooth. You know, now no, you got to take it out because it'll fuck up with your brain and all that, man. The Most High put it there for a purpose, man. You know, you got hard foods that you need your wisdom tooth to eat with.
I don't know. I feel like that's a scam, man. That whole thinking of, I don't know, man. I don't know. To me, it's like, what did they do in the ancient world? My question, I always ask, what did they do in the ancient world about that? Right? Telling people just got to hammer this. You see what I'm saying? Because Esau, he moves off profit. You know, he'll create something, an issue, just to get profit.
Just like the cesarean.
Yeah, the cesarean. Yep. Beautiful point. Yep. Because most of the time they don't need a C-section. They do that because they get more money when they do a C-section. See what I'm saying? Because even my mother, when she was having my sister, at first she was just nervous. She's like, oh, I feel like something's wrong. You sure nothing's wrong? And then like one doctor would come and say, no, there's nothing wrong. And then the other one came in. She said, no, I want another opinion. And the other one came in, said, oh no, wait, the umbilical cord is around the neck. Right? So she believes that what he was saying was the truth. No, listen, man. It's all about money.
But I heard a Caesar that came with that. Caesarian.
Okay. No, they were doing that in the ancient.
Yeah, Caesar came with that technique, Caesarian.
Caesar, I don't know. I'm not too
Yeah,
sure. But they were doing that in the ancient world.
Yeah.
They were doing that. That's not a new thing. That's not a new concept. But what should
Real quick, this is the
So
book
the
of
devil.
the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and verse Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, and 1. It says, surely vain are all men by nature who are ignorant of the Most High, and could not out of the good things that are seen know him that is, neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the work master. It says, but deem either fire or wind or the swift air or the circle of the stars or the violent water or the lights of heaven.
Right, out of the things that are, know him that is. Right? Is that what it says? Read that again.
Wisdom of Solomon 13 and 1, surely vain are all men by nature who are ignorant of the Most High, and could not out of the good things that are seen.
The good things that are seen. So, like I said, the real way you can prove it is based upon the design of the earth, man, the creatures, the creation of the Most High. These are intelligent designs, man. You can't tell me this is random. Unless you're a complete idiot, man. Go ahead.
It says, out of the good things that are seen know him that is, neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the work master.
That's right.
But deemed either fire or wind, or the swift air, or the circle of the stars, or the violent water, or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world.
See, at the time they would attribute it to a god. See, which would make more sense. It's false, but it makes more sense to say, okay, it's a wind god bringing the wind. Okay, so it's an intelligent power that's bringing this wind. But Esau is so base and stupid, they'll say, no, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing that's bringing this about.
That's crazy.
It just happened. It's just
Big Bang.
Yo, these devils are when you really break down, these devils are really stupider than all these other nations. But they talk like they're smart. Right? But they just, they have that slick speech. Go ahead, man. It says that serpent talk. Go ahead, man.
With whose beauty,
Yo, Future has stick top.
with whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods, let them know how much better the Lord of them is. For the first author of beauty has created them.
Right.
But if they were
Right,
astonished,
you see a fine woman, beautiful woman that she got a body that was random. The way she did it up, come on. That ain't right.
It was designed.
That was designed. That was crafted from the movie. Go ahead.
Verse 5. It says, "For by the greatness and beauty of the creatures, proportionately the maker of them is seen."
Have you ever seen what do you call that? What do you call those things, man? Jellyfish, man. Underwater, man. How it glows under the water, man. You see what I'm saying? The different fish that go under the water. You tell me that's just some random. And it's funny because the deeper you get, the darker it gets darker, and that's why they need that. You know, they need those, and the certain fish that are designed to stand the pressure. No, they evolve. So okay, so what were they doing in the pressure before then? They just evolved in there, but then they died from before they evolved. No. You know what? Come on, shut up. Yeah, adapt to what? If they were never in the environment, how they adapt to it? They had to get there to adapt to it, right? You cannot survive in there unless you have a particular makeup. See, us, when we got the spiritual power, we're going to be able to go down there. All right? And have a conversation with the fish. All right? And the schools and whatnot, right? Sick them on some Edomites, man. Tell the Edomite, oh yeah, we'll get this, we'll get that in the water. Then we'll go down there and talk, we'll send somebody down the road and we'll go talk, communicate with them. Go ahead.
Romans 1:19. Because that which is made, because that which may be known of the Most High is manifest in them. For the Most High shoot it.
See, that's how I would say, oh, what's the proof? The proof is you.
Yeah.
What's the proof? You're the proof. Oh, me, yeah, you're the proof. Yeah, go ahead. You're the proof, bro. Go like this. See? You think that was random? Yeah, man.
For the invisible things.
It's your mind making your fingers move. Anyways, man, you people need to shut up. Go ahead, bro.
For the invisible things of Him from the creation of
and
the
you know
world.
that everything that's in the earth, that's in the soil, is in man's body.
Yeah.
All the minerals that are in the soil, the iron, the magnesium, that's all in the soil. Okay? And it says, it's showing you that man was made from the dust of the ground, man. What the hell are you talking about, man? You Edomites are not smart, man. If your mindset is not based upon the scriptures, you're really not intelligent. Read that.
Even as it says, he that is wise, medicine comes from the earth. He that is wise will not abhor, because the things that you need are from the earth. Right. Because everything that is in the earth is in you.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So just to finish, Romans 1:20. For the invisible things of Him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made.
Hold on, brother. And based upon that too, on top of that, a lot of the things that resemble the things in your body affect those things in your body. Like the kidney beans will help the kidneys, and then the beets look like blood and it purifies the blood. That's not random, man. Walnuts look like brain, and they help with brain. That's not random, man. Go ahead.
So it says here, for the invisible things of Him from the creation are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even His eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse.
This is Psalm 14 of verse 1. The fool has said in his heart, there is no God.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, after that, go ahead.
Psalms 14 of verse 1. The fool has said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable.
That's a fool, man. Look up the word fool, brother. Look at the word fool in the etymology, man. So the Edomites is a fool. That's why when you read, get me Job 30, man. Job told us about these Edomites, man. Go ahead, bro. No, read that again, please.
Psalm 14 and 1. The fool has said in his heart, there is no God.
The fool has said in his heart, there's no God. I'm an atheist. That's a fool, man. See, if you're dealing with a chick and she says she's an atheist, that bitch is, you can never, listen, man, you can never take that bitch. That bitch is a complete smut whore. You know, there's no more boundaries, man. What do you believe in? Who do you fear? What do you fear? You know what I'm saying to you? But besides being in, you know what I'm saying? Besides being in a terrible situation, but who's, you know, you don't have a power that you look up to that has a rule book. You see a guy that's a Buddhist, which is all madness. They got their rule books, which is false, but they got their rule books, right? You got a guy who believes in the Most High, right? He has his rule books is based upon the Most High, which is the correct base, the correct foundation.
Because if you don't believe in a higher power, at the end of the day, it's like you have no limitation to the wickedness that you can do.
No limitation.
You know? Even if there's rules in place in society, like to you, it doesn't matter. You know, so there's no your moral compass of what's wrong and right.
Yeah.
It's completely based off your emotions,
Right.
Of whatever how you feel at that moment.
Right. That's why Satanists they like to say as long as it's not hurting nobody, like if that, see, because that's that smooth word, smooth as butter. As long as it's not hurting nobody. But listen, man, who do you think is doing child sacrifices? Them Satanists. So that's all. That's deception. That's hypocrisy right there. Okay? Go ahead, man. And it's another thing. Anything that's against the Most High is disorder, it's confusion, it's chaos, which is wickedness, which brings forth death. See that?
They'll say they didn't really murder the child.
Yeah, right.
It's not a lie.
Right. Exactly. What's that? Go ahead.
This is the word fool and the etymology online. It says silly, stupid, or ignorant person.
Right, a silly, stupid, or ignorant person. Okay, go ahead.
It says madman. It says insane person.
Madman.
You gotta be insane. That's why it's like you're gonna have a debate with that person. It's ridiculous, man. The whole conversation is right. Go ahead with
This is the book of Job 30 and verse 1.
Yeah.
But now, they that are younger than
hold on, before you read that, let me read the precept.
1 Corinthians 3 verse 19. The wisdom of this world is foolishness in the sight of Yahweh Bashan sight. For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
The wisdom of this world, the pseudoscience of this world, man. Okay? But that's what got these people to take their juice. And now all of a sudden they're dropping dead. You got 18-year-olds catching heart attacks all day. All right? But that was based upon the pseudoscience, the wisdom of this world, so-called. Okay? But
This is the book of Job, chapter 30 and 1. But now, they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock.
right, I mean, he's saying that the Edomites wouldn't even allow them to be around his dogs, man. Okay, these Edomites, you know how these Edomites get down with dogs, man. Okay? And kissing the dog in the mouth, tongue kissing the dog and shit. And then they'll use their pseudoscience, but then they'll use their pseudoscience to justify it. Because I remember as a kid, they used to say a dog's mouth is cleaner than a human's mouth. That used to be a big thing, man. Oh, you know a dog's mouth is cleaner? I never believed. I was like, what the hell are you talking about, man? That's stupid. They don't even brush their teeth. How can their mouth be cleaner than human beings? But hey, Esau's going to use what he has to use to justify his sickness, right? Right now, the new thing is, now they have another study, they have another study that you should only bathe twice a week. You should only bathe twice a week. If you bathe more than twice a week, there's something wrong with you. Right? You see? So that's how the so-called white people, that's how they justify their shit. Well, that's how they justify putting the Native Americans to death. Because they said they were savages, they were this, they were that. That's based upon what? Their swords. Oh, your skull is bigger and it's, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? You know what I mean? But that's his pseudoscience, man. Which the word pseudo means false. So they use that to justify their actions. Read that again, bro. Oh, your skull is bigger, that means this and that. Oh, and they even said that Negroes have a particular part of their brain that makes them docile and submissive. So what the fuck is that? What's this stuff? Don't you know we had you in slavery? Don't you know we had you in slavery just not a few hundred years ago? What the fuck are these devils talking about, man?
He showed that in Django.
They showed that in Django. That's what I was thinking about. So these devils are a bunch of liars, man. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 3 verse 19. The wisdom of this world is foolishness in the sight of Yahweh.
And the main ones that step up against the so-called white man is Jacob. The civil rights movement and all that shit, all the rebellions and shit, that came from Jacob. Haiti taking down the French. Okay?
Go ahead.
All right? So that's all Jacob. So what's that about? I guess something broke, so there was a malfunction with the Haitians. And all you Haitians are malfunctioning. Go ahead.
For it is written,
It doesn't
he
make no
taketh
sense.
the
It doesn't make no sense. Okay? That's a lie. That's a lie. That's propaganda, man. So Esau operates, man. Oh, and there's a video of them having a dog kissing competition, man.
Yeah.
You see that shit?
I posted.
You know what I'm posting?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. There's something up with these devils, man. So you gotta eat my wound. A lot of times you gotta tell them, yo, brush your teeth. All these chicks, really. You gotta tell them, brush your teeth, go hop in the shower. Why? They get offended. Listen. It's the only way of dealing with you, man, right? Now you gotta make up something else. I gotta condition it. Go ahead.
For it is written. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
Right, take the wise in their own craftiness, man. Okay, meaning they have all kind of things to come up against Jacob, but they're falling into their own trap. So like, okay, go ahead. All the books open, the phone open. I think I really got one piece. I ain't got nothing, but yeah, man. Go ahead, bro. Brother got everything open out there. 8 fingers open. Oh, well, surely has a lead. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man.
This is Job 30:2. Their words who might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. It says, for want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time desolate and waste.
That's it. Right? At one point they were destitute. What did the Lord do? The Lord built them up. He took the beggar out of the dunghill. Get me well, you could get that, right? Beggar out from the dunghill, but give me also the Daniel there. Go ahead. Listen.
First
There's a little bit more on that, isn't it? Yeah. Read the next verse. How many goes on? Okay, so go ahead.
1 Samuel 2 and verse 8. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill.
Right, at one point the Edomites were that beggar and that dunghill. They were on a low level compared to the other nations. They were nobodies. You know, they looked different, okay? And people shunned them. You see what I'm saying to you? You understand? The Most High put them in a position of power, starting with the Greeks. That was the beginning of the so-called white people coming into power, was the Greeks. That's why you'll hear these Edomites say that civilization started with the Greeks, which that in itself is a racist term, because there was many other greater civilizations than that, right? You look at the Babylonians, the Persians, and the Medes; those were some beautiful, wonderful kingdoms. You see, and that was the first time they came into power. Okay, go ahead.
It says to set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory.
Right, that started with Alexander the Greek. Go ahead.
For the pillars of the earth are Yahweh's, and he has set the world upon them.
Right, so that's when they first came up into power. And now, this is the last, they fell out of power going to the Roman Empire, but they came back into power, because what happened was, the Edomites, they were ruling the pagan Roman Empire. See, and then there was the Holy Roman Empire, where black people were ruling, so-called black people, which are really Israelites, were ruling. That was the difference between the pagan Roman Empire, which they were worshiping other gods and things like that, and then there was the Holy Roman Empire, where the Catholic Church came about, so on and so forth. That started with so-called black people. That's why when you go into Europe, Eastern Europe especially, you go into those museums, you're going to see black people and black images, you know, with afros and things of that nature, as the saints and the Lord, and the different people that ruled at that time. Okay, you go to the coats of arms and things of that nature. Those are black images, the royal families. Okay, you see what I'm saying? But Edomites came back up into power, going back to around the about 1350s when they started to get up into okay, around 1350. That was the Renaissance period, which the word Renaissance means rebirth. The rebirth of what? They don't ever tell you what is the rebirth of. It's the and if they tell you, they don't give you a straight answer. It was the rebirth of the Edomites coming back into power. Okay? Well, matter of fact, I'm going to segue. Go to Revelations 20. Go to Revelations 20. Read that. Read
Revelation 20 and verse 1.
Yeah.
And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
Right. Right.
And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan.
That's the Edomites who are ruling the earth right now. Okay? At one point they were taken out of power, right? And the so-called black people were ruling. Okay, go back to the Moors, the Saxons, and so on and so forth. They were ruling throughout all of Europe, from Russia all the way to Ireland, Scotland. Okay? King James was so-called black man, right? So on and so forth. Okay? Go ahead.
Which is the devil and Satan.
Yeah.
And bound him 1,000 years.
And they were bound, meaning what? They were not able to come up into power. They were on a low level. They were like the serfs. They were like how we're in a position like that now, that we're on the lowest part of the society. They were on the lowest part of society at that time. We were at the highest part of that. That's when these Edomites were taken down. Okay, for a period of time. Right?
And cast them into the bottomless pit.
Now the bottomless pit is Europe. Okay, why is it called the bottomless pit? Because it lacks natural resources. That's why they have to import pretty much almost everything they got. They have to import it. Okay, especially from Africa. Right?
And shut him up and set a seal upon him, and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more.
Right. So he set a seal, meaning he was not able to rise up out of that position. All right. There was a seal, like you have the glass scripture. How people say there's a glass ceiling in the corporate world. You go and get to a certain level if you're a J. Right. Meaning what? That's you. That's a seal being put upon where you can't get past that. You see? That's the same thing that happened to Esau at that time. Go ahead.
It says, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled.
Yep.
And after that, he must be loose a little season.
Right. And after that, during what? The Renaissance period, he was loose. Okay? Meaning what? He started to come back into power, but it was gradual. Right? It was gradual. It wasn't like a thing happened right away. As they say, Rome was not built in a day. You know, they had to gradually get up their marriages through the Lord sending the Black Plague, which was that disease that wiped out 2/3 of our people at that time. That helped Esau come into power. Okay, because that was so-called black people that affected the most. Okay, because they were in power. They were the ones that was really running things. All right? Go ahead.
Jump into verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
So when that 1,000 years was up, which like I said was around 1350, that's when he was loosed out of that prison. That's when the chains started to come up. That's when he started to rise up into power. And the main notable family that rose into power, one of the main notable families was the Borgias. The Borgias, that was the one, that was around 1492, which was the known as the first crime family. Okay? Pope Rodrigo Borgia, okay, which was also known as Pope Alexander VI. Okay? That's where you get the image of so-called Jesus Christ being a white person. That's really his son that was painted up. That's a false image. Okay? But it really, if you go before that, that image was similar, but it was Serapis Christus, which was probably him in the reincarnation, most likely, I believe it was.
Right. It says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nation.
Right, so after he came up into power, okay, that's when he started to pull out that deception. He started with iconoclasm, which is the destruction of the images, which the images that they were destroying was the so-called black images that had. Go ahead. Yeah, you can go.
Okay, no problem.
No
problem.
Okay.
All right, Revelation 13 and 12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
Right. Worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Read that again.
It's Revelation 13 and 12. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
Right, now that first beast is speaking about the Roman Empire. When they had that wound, was like I told you, the pagan Roman Empire fell when the Edomites, so-called white people, were ruling, and then black people came into power, which was the Holy Roman Empire. That's when you get the whole the papacy and the Catholic Church. It started with so-called black. Okay, but which we have the images of that right now. Okay, those dark images that are, if you go throughout Europe, right? You'll see that in these different museums. Okay, even when you go into the Catholic Church itself, they got black images, dark so-called black images of the angels, the saints, and so on and so forth. That goes back to ancient Europe. That goes back to pre-1300s, right? When we were ruling Europe. Okay? Go ahead. It's the so-called Byzantine Empire, so on and so forth. And then when you go to the other side, you got the wild men, okay, which were the Edomites at that time, coming out of the forest, right, to fight against the so-called, the black royalty of Europe. Okay? As you can see. Okay? Go ahead.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is pertaining to also the Renaissance. It says here, back to the blessing.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Genesis 27 and 39. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword thou shalt live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass that when thou shalt have dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Well, that's going back to King David. Good. That's going back to King David. But that did happen at that time as well. Good. Okay, that did happen at that time as well. You know what I'm saying to you? So that really happened twice. You know? Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's it on that.
That's it on that? Go ahead. Because under King David, they wanted some real hardcore servitude. See, then, at that time, yeah, they were the servants, they were the serfs. But it wasn't like how it was in that time. At that time, you beat the servant. It's kind of like, you know what I mean? It was more brutal. You understand what I'm saying to you? It was more brutal back then. Man. King David had tortured children. You see what I'm saying to you? They better not have got out of line. You see what I'm saying? As the serfs that they were, they always try to slither their way up, but they wouldn't be able to come up. Up into a particular, not with David, they weren't trying to slither. They knew their place at that time. Okay? But let's see, at the time of the Byzantine Empire, there's times they try to slither their way up. They might have a daughter that looks good, they'll dress her up, have her go in front of the king, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
They show that a lot in the Tudors, right? Yeah. Make yourself pretty for the king.
So it was really like a blessing to have like a good looking daughter that you could come up and crying like that. So you know, because you could make a union with another family. Go ahead.
That's it on that.
Huh? That happened with Esther. That's the reason. Good point. Because that's the reason why we were able to do what we did in Esther. Because Esther, the Most High made her beautiful for a reason. Oh, the Most High made Judith beautiful for that reason. Because she got close to the king, and what happened? She was able to chop off his head. But why did she get close? Because she's so fine. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain woman of the Lord at certain times, you have to the Lord, didn't work, you know?
It says, a beautiful countenance, no man.
Cheer to her, yeah.
Cheer to her. You find nothing more pleasant.
That's why whether I talk to a gal or not, if I'm in a bar, I want to see at least a couple women. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no wildebeest either. I don't want you know what? Yeah, no wildebeest. No water buffaloes, man. This came from the lake. Go ahead,
This is Ecclesiasticus 36 and verse 22. The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better.
Right. So that's why you would be able to, you know, if you had daughters, you were able to get up in certain. If you were in a low state, you were able to get up there if your daughters looked a particular way. You know, because typically they would want to marry within their social status, right? Like if it's a king, he's not going to marry this usually. It happened, but usually that, you know, I'm going to try to get maybe a princess from another realm, right? But it happened because obviously if a man sees a woman, she's fine. He doesn't care about her status. Men don't marry for status. Men marry because the woman looks good to them. You see what I'm saying to you? So, go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Ezra chapter.
And she treats him a particular way, but it starts with her looking good. Go ahead.
1 Ezra chapter 4 and verse 27. Many also have perished, have erred and sinned for woman. And now, do you not believe me? Is it not the king great?
But you got brothers that fell in the truth behind, but many brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? recently a situation, and I hope that brother gets out of that spell, man. You see what I'm saying? Because this is madness, man. All right? There's nothing more important than the truth, than the Most High. A woman is changing. She'll like you one day, the next day she doesn't like you so much. She'll want a divorce. But you see that all the time. You don't put your trust into something that's changing. If you got a stock or like crypto, right? You don't go put your life savings into a cryptocurrency. Right? Really, you don't do it into a stock either, but you don't put it into a certain large amount of cryptocurrency. You put enough that you're comfortable with because it's very volatile, man. That's how a woman is. She's volatile, man. The Most High is like gold and silver. That really the price never changes. It's just the market that's being manipulated. Right? Go ahead.
So Proverbs 24:21. My son, fear thou Yahweh, the King, and meddle not with them that are given to change.
Scriptures tell you don't meddle with them that are given to change. You have to be weary of those that are given to change. If you got a dude who's emotional, he's like, you know what? You got to keep your distance from him. Okay? Because one day he might be cool, one day he might turn on you. One day, that's not. But that's how a woman is. There's an old saying, an old ancient. Oh, you got to look at, man. Listen, don't make us go into the ancient proverbs about women. What Homer said and these different philosophers, man, because they were straight up with it. They knew it was up. They said a woman is a changeable and fickle thing. Go ahead.
I mean, that's your point.
Oh, hold on, Salaki. There's another saying that says they're beautiful palaces built upon sewers. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, Job's wife is a notable example of how women are switching. You know, they may, get the marriage, they vow that they're going to be with you to thick and thin. But when the fire intensifies, they're ready to walk out the window, man. Give you the divorce papers, right? Because they're unstable. Like you always bring out, the word feminine means what? Minus faith. They don't have faith in you, man. No, the only thing that they have faith in is this system, man. Because Esau provides for them. You don't really provide for them what they want. That's why they go to Daddy D instead, because he gives them the freedom to do whatever they please. They take the children, the house, the car, and everything, and then you just on the street looking for an apartment.
Right. That marriage is really between you, the woman, and the state is in the middle of that. The government is in the middle of all that. They're the ones that's regulating that. So if you get married in this day and age, man, you're not the brightest light bulb in the box. Okay, go ahead. Right. The scripture does say that. Right? And the man of wisdom, he already knows that.
Well, that's like because when they have the state in the midst too, that when that divorce comes, and it will eventually, because most marriages,
most,
that the state is going to pay for it.
Yeah,
high chances of divorce, but at the end of the day, the state is going to favor the woman, and then you lose half of your shit.
Yeah, well, the thing is this: they favor them when it comes to having children. Like they'll get the children most of the time. And then who's usually the breadwinner? It's usually the man who makes the most money. So it's against you on both angles, man. Go ahead.
It says, verse 22, for their calamity shall rise suddenly, and who knoweth the ruin of them both?
Right. So anyways, I asked for something. What did I ask for? Oh, yeah.
This is Proverbs 31 and verse 3. It says, give not that.
And that's Lemuel, that's his mother telling him to see months. So she was giving him the straight skinny. She was giving him the pure truth. Right? How much of your mothers gave you the pure truth for? My mother didn't give you no pure truth. Okay? You see what I'm saying? But that's real. You know what I'm saying? That would be good if your mother really showed you what's up. You would be on your P's and Q's. They show you, do they really care about their sons like that? You know what I'm saying to you? It makes you wonder, you know what I'm saying? Because she didn't give you the real truth, bro. Oh, you gotta be nice to them. But they know, if they look inside, they know deep down they don't really vibe with that. You see what I'm saying? Might be there's few exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, they know that what's gonna happen is that they're gonna be taking advantage of it. That's crucial, and that's crucial information. Because at that time, you're young, you're bold, you don't really know what's going on. So you fall into those particular traps. Go ahead, bro.
I had a talk with my mom recently. I had a talk with my mom recently, and she was telling me Because back in the days, you know, she was putting that in my mind of, you know, be with one woman and then, you know, get married, you know, have a good life. And then recently I had a talk with her. She's like, yo, I'd rather see you with 10 women than to be with one and be unhappy. You know, so, you know, go, you know, do your thing, you know. Basically, so I don't know what happened in their mind to change, but I guess she realizes that women are wicked. You know, might as well be with 10, or at least have your peace of mind, than to be stuck with one that's gonna give you hell. You know.
All right, man. I'm gonna start. This is Proverbs 31. I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says the words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. It says, what my son, and what the son of my womb, and what the son of my vows. Give not thy strength unto woman, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings.
What does it mean to give your strength? Let's say if you get in your bank account, cold and all that type of stuff, you got joint accounts, that's giving them strength over here. Okay? You gotta check in with her to go do certain things. That's her, as you giving strength unto her. Over you. You know what I'm saying?
I saw that once. I went to the bank one time, and I saw a couple, and they were setting up a joint account. And I saw the countenance in the guy's face and the countenance in the girl's face. She was happy. That guy, you know, that guy looked defeated. I looked at him like, no.
She won the game.
Yeah. Wow, man. That guy he looked blue.
But that's part of what the scriptures also speak about, not give not your wife or your son, right, or your children's son power over your substance. You know, because that's where your power comes from anyway. For the most part, it's going to be from the substance that you have in this world. All right? You got still more on that, though, right? Was it on that? Okay. So that's some good.
This is second Ezra, first Ezra.
Well, now we talk about a woman who got reset.
I was reading this earlier. First Ezra 4 and verse 27. It says, many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women.
That's like a read a verse up.
One verse or two?
Verse up.
Verse 26. Yea, many there be that have run out their wits for women and become servants for their sins.
And that's the thing, man. You want to say something? Anyways, I have to say this, though. You know, that's the thing, man. You got brothers just falling out the truth because of kind of a woman and things of that nature, right? That's you're gonna, what's the point? See, that means you don't really believe, or you're just not thinking straight, man. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be destroyed, and she's going to be destroyed. Yeah. If you're going to fall out behind her. See that? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so that shows you that, you know, man, it's crazy to me, man. Listen, if you're in the truth, man, this is the most important thing to deal with, man. It's the most important thing is the truth and the brotherhood, man. Okay? Everything else is secondary, man.
So it's like just as it says, the believing husband will sanctify the unbelieving wife.
Yeah, that's if they stay with you. Yeah. But if they don't stay with you, to hell with them. Yeah. That's the whole point. That's your mind. If your mind is not like that, then there's a good chance you might fall out. If you're and Lord will use that particular thing. Brother said this one time. The thing that you don't want to let go will be the test. See, the thing that you can't let go will be your test. See, so if that's a thing that's messing you up, well, that's what the Lord is going to shake you up with to see really if you're really about Him, man. You understand? So you guys falling out because of them, it doesn't make any sense. And you should know by now the state of these women in this society. They're not really with you. They're just playing house right now. It's not real. It's not a real thing, man. You got a relationship. It's a joke. Like you're telling you, yeah, okay. You know? You know what I'm saying? Dealing with this chick kissing me on the she's like, my eyes are open. She's like, why is your eyes open? Yeah, I don't believe trust you, man. I almost, you know, I didn't say that, but in my head, I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like real talk. You know what I mean? You have to have your wits about you. You have to have an understanding of the reality. Listen, as a man, you're supposed to deal with the reality of the situation, man. The reality is that they're not yours, man. You're dealing with them. You're not the first one. You don't want to know how much it's going to be. And that prevents them from being able to pay upon. Matter of fact, give me that because I'm not that land.
This is Amos 7 and verse 17. Therefore, thus said the Lord, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city.
And that's a fact. That goes for all of you, man. Unless you got a virgin, which you didn't. Listen, man. There might be one brother in all of Israel. Who got a version. I'm being facetious, but I mean, amongst the people who know the Israelites, maybe one or two. I don't see, you know what I mean? That's not a typical thing, man. Go ahead. That was the point. So, yeah. And even if she said that, did you see the blood come out? Go ahead, man. She has a condition.
You know, the excuse they make too. You know, they say when their kids.
But that was it on that?
Yeah. Right. Jeremiah 3 they try to make up an excuse saying when they're young, they ride bikes and that penetrates their. You know?
They'll just say, listen, at the end of the day, they know that their value is tied to their purity, to their chastity. Right? How, you know, the more men they dealt with, they know their value is going down. Right? But they don't want to accept that fact. But that's the fact. That's the fact.
That's why they're ashamed to give the body count.
Of course. That's the facts of the matter. That's why they're all messed up in the head. That's why they're all messed up in the head. They all got psychological issues. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 3 and verse 1. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted?
So it's showing you that they become polluted. Matter of fact, look at the word polluted in that story. They become polluted, say, when they deal with another man besides that one man. So how much more if they're dealing with dozens? Right? You know what I'm saying? Hundreds.
There's even studies that show that the semen that goes inside her stays in her. Absolutely. You know? So all those bodies that you have, they're within your mind, man.
Yep.
That's why you have a female that'll be very masculine. You know, they have that masculine energy, man. You know, like you said it earlier, that's why it's hard for them to pair bond. Because what? The semen that's within it wants to have authority over the other man. You know, it's just a class of semen.
But really, it's not. It's really okay. Yeah, that could bring promiscuity, could bring up the masculinity, but it's not really that. It's more like they become having like a split personality. Because when you deal with a woman, her vibration goes on her. That's really what it is. So you start talking like you start moving like you're in particular ways. See what I'm saying? So that's all spiritual. So when you got multiple, you really have a split personality because you got demons fighting. She got more demons on her. Okay? She's calling you my nigga. Yeah, but that's that masculinity. But it's the thing is, when she's dealing with multiple dudes, it's really a split personality thing that's really happening. Although the promiscuity can lead to that as well. What?
It says, but thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, says the Lord Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushua.
Right, spiritually, that's what Israel's done. Okay? So basically, what our women are doing is what we do to the Most High. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at it, see how Jake feels, how the woman is going on now? Well, that's how the Most High feels. See what I'm saying? Acting like that, going against the man and all that. Well, that's what we did to the Most High. As a nation, that is. See? But at least we're returning. Yeah. Right? So we don't got to accept that shit. We're returning. We repented to the Most High. We don't have to accept that shit. Okay?
This is
but you can't, you know. Go ahead, man.
This is Deuteronomy 24 and 1. When a man hath taken a wife and married her, and it came to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he hath found some uncleanness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorce.
Did you look at that definition? Read that first.
This is the word polluted in the blue letter. It says to be profane, be defiled.
Exactly.
It says be polluted,
Well, look, by the
be
way,
corrupt.
I'm looking.
Be corrupted. See, they're corrupted. You know? They're extremely corrupted in this society. So if you're going to put your whole trust into something that's wicked from the beginning, but then they're extremely corrupt at the top, that's on you. That's your fault. You put so much trust in. You need to put your trust in the Most High in His process, man. Not what they're feeling on a particular day. If you're in this truth, your mind should be built up to say, listen, I love you, but guess what? If you try to mess with what's going on with this truth, I'm gonna leave you in a second. You gotta start putting that in your mind. You gotta start building your mind to think like that. If you're thinking anything other than that, I don't want to bullshit. She leaves you. you know, I don't know how to balance that. The truth, you're not in the right mind state. Your mind is not right. And I don't care, because certain brothers are trying to fight to keep their children. Listen, let her have the children, man. If it's a thing where that's the truth, let her have the children, man. And yeah, I'm speaking of a particular situation that might be happening, bro. Let her have them children, man. Okay? Because you having them and being destroyed, they're going to be destroyed with you. It doesn't make any sense. Okay? That's better for you anyway. Now you can focus more on the truth. Alright? All of that, oh no, but I want to be a good father. You throwing the baseball and the Most High got an angel behind you to put you to death like Angels in the Outfield. Remember that movie Angels in the Outfield? You never seen it? You know that movie Angels? Okay, so there's a movie called Angels in the Outfield. But yeah, so the angels behind you are shooting ball with the chick from the sun. Right? The angels behind you. You understand what I'm saying to you? Ready to put you to death. What sense does that make? See? So you gotta focus on the things that are. Scripture says, "Seek ye the kingdom of heaven first, and all these things shall be added unto you." The Lord's gonna make it work out the way it needs to work out, man. It doesn't matter if you think the process is correct. Guess what? Your woman, when you tell your woman something, she can't see what you see. But if she's in order, she will trust the process. Right? It's the same thing with us in the Most High. He said his ways are higher than our ways. Hold on, you still read the same? Okay, read the
It's Matthew 5 and 20.
Real quick, just as we were talking
Hold on. Salaki. Okay, go ahead.
Just as you were talking about, let her have the kids. Don't be afraid of losing her and things of that nature. Just as Peter said, we forsook all. So when you forsake things for the purpose of Yahweh Shai, it says what? You'll receive 100-fold. Okay, so you're not really losing, man. It's just for the moment. As it says, the things that we see now are temporal. The situation that you have in your life is just for the moment. The things that you're going through is just for the moment. It says better. It's a phase, yeah. So as it says, the end of a thing is better than the beginning. So no,
right. Well, hold on now. So let that sink in for a relationship. Let that sink in for a relationship. The same thing applies. Okay. You see, if the Most High hasn't come to an end, then guess what? He did that for a reason, man. Now you gotta strengthen your mind to move on. All right, the Lord will put you in the better position that you need to be in, man. Okay. Eventually, it might not be tomorrow, might not be next month, but eventually you're gonna see, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Anything else would have been detrimental. So I go read your piece.
Okay. This is the book of St. Matthew 5 and verse 30. Okay, and verse 30. And if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off and cast it from thee, for it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell.
Right. So anything that's preventing you from coming to from serving the Lord, you have to cut that off. I don't care how much it hurts. Right? If you cut off your hand, I guarantee it's gonna hurt. Right? Because the Lord says it doesn't matter how much it hurts or whatever, you gotta deal with it. Cut it off and move forward. Okay? Go ahead. And that doesn't mean the physical, let's go do that. Because you got people with demons on them that actually has done things. That's a speaking spiritually. Okay? Good.
This is Job 8 and 7. Though thy beginning was small, yet thy latter end should greatly increase.
That's right. That's right. Well, the scriptures say that, right? You endure, thou shalt be increased at thy latter end. What does it mean to be increased? It means you're going to be in a better position.
And put that into perspective, the story of Job, how he lost everything, but it says his latter end was greater than his beginning. So he was increased way more than
he was. He absolutely was. He got double.
Plus the gift. So again, yeah, you're gonna go through hell, you're gonna lose things, but just remember that the Lord has something reserved for you. At the end, the promises, the reward that we're gonna get is nothing compared to that. It can't be compared to what you have here. So you can't be afraid of losing things. To hell with that,
Even in the world, even here while you're on earth, the Lord has set you. That's right. Brothers who have lost jobs and shit because of this truth, And what happened is they got a way better situation. And they would not, they would rather go to hell than to go back to that job. You know what I'm saying? They would never want to go back to where they were at before. See, but they lost, it was a big thing, it was probably career and all that. It was, you know, they were getting a salary, you know. But they got a better situation. Something the Most High Yahweh Shai had something better prepared around it. That was it on that?
Okay. Romans 8 and 18, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
And suffering goes into patience. When you go to the word patience, it literally means to suffer. Okay? So that's what it is. That waiting period is a suffering period. Okay? So yeah, it might not be good at the first time, but you gotta think positively about every negative situation. You understand? You gotta think positively about every negative situation. That's why, give me that scripture where the Lord said, take cheerfully. Right? Got it? Yes. No. I got something else? Okay, read that.
This is Ecclesiasticus 2, in verse 4. It says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully.
Whatsoever, doesn't matter what, it could be death, it could be all, death of somebody that's close, whatever the case is, man. First of all, you're in the truth, you should understand death by now. You know what I'm saying to you? It should be, you know what I mean? Anything, you know what I mean? Oh, your car breaks down. You gotta try to find a positive in it. Go ahead.
It says, whatsoever
that's what the Lord is pleased with.
It says, whatsoever is brought upon thee.
Hold on, Peter and them got arrested and they praised the Most High for getting arrested. That sounds like a madman in the world. You're thanking the Most High for getting arrested. So you like getting punched in the face? Right? Go ahead, man.
It says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low state.
That's right. Yep, patient when thou art changed to a low state. You understand? Because the Lord is gonna raise you up, man.
That's
right. See, but it doesn't mean because you go through a particular thing and you're down that you're going to be not a elect. That's not what it means. Because guess what? Job and all the men of the Lord had that person. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Job had that person. That's why the Lord said, who is this that darkeneth countenance? I don't know. Darkeneth countenance. Darkeneth countenance because he's speaking like confession, like speech. You understand what I'm saying? He wasn't taking it like in a cheerful way. You understand what I'm saying?
Who is mystery? Who is mystery?
Right. Which is you know, we can't say that if we were in that situation that we would be in that situation. You understand? But how much better is it that if you're in a cheerful spirit about it? How much more is the Lord like, whoa, I like that.
Also, that rejoice in my weakness. And the Lord also said, my strength is made perfect in weakness. So that's when the Lord works on me.
I mean, that too, because even Yahushai, I think the prophecy in Isaiah 53, where it speaks about how that it pleased the Lord to bruise Yahushai. In the same way that when he's chastening us, it's pleasing him, because he sees that he's correcting you to take out a particular thing that's within you that's not supposed to be there. So he's seeing the end picture of you going through that adversity. Right? So that's why you as well, you should be rejoicing. You know?
First Peter 3 and 13.
Hold on. The Maccabean brothers, they said it's good to be put to death by men. They said it was good to be put to death by men to receive the reward of the Most High. Put out his hand, gave forth his hand, and put his tongue out.
First Peter 3 and 13. And who is he that will harm you if ye be followers of that which is good? But if ye suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye, and be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled. Verse 16, having good conscience, that whereas they speak evil of you as evildoers, that they may be ashamed that falsely accuse you of your good conversations, the Hamashiach. For it is better, if the will of the Most High be so, that ye suffer for well-doing than for evil-doing.
I don't want to see that. Trust me, bro. Me sometimes you look at it, I don't even want to see that in my career. Like when it's scroll down, go ahead, man. That's a sick place. Go ahead, bro.
Proverbs 3 and 5. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding.
Yeah, lean not into your own understanding, man. Okay? So you don't know what the Lord is setting up, but you know, it seems negative.
Yeah.
But guess what? You're gonna see at the end what it's all about.
You want me to continue?
No?
In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path.
You have to acknowledge it. You have to acknowledge it, right? You gotta say, okay, the Lord is doing this, this is the Most High's work. And I want to see if he's doing something. Okay? Understand? Go ahead.
Hebrews 10 and 32. But call to remembrance the former days, in which, after ye were illuminated, ye endured a great fight of afflictions, partly whilst ye were made a gazing stock, both by reproach and affliction, and partly whilst ye became companions of them that were so used. Verse 35, cast not away therefore your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward.
Don't cast your confidence. Don't be all insecure in the spirit now because you're all messed up. Lord, this I don't know if I'm going to make it through this and that and the third. All right? That's not the spirit you're supposed to be in, man. Okay?
The scriptures say, without faith in that adversity, that strength is small.
That's right.
It also said you will not be offended. Okay, so you have to be in that spirit of courage, that spirit of ready to take on whatever adversity. How much more of that of these type of things are going to happen in Jacob's trouble? How much more danger is going to be in Jacob's trouble than your car broke down? You know what I'm saying to you? You got to think of it like that, right? Oh, you're wounded in that. Come on, right? We're getting ready to come to Jacob's trouble. See what I'm saying to you? Oh, your daughter don't want to talk to you. F all that, man. Okay? She took the shit, she took the juice, whatever. Okay? We're moving forward, man. We're charting forward, man. As soldiers in the Most High Army. Thinking of a particular Benjaminite side. As soldiers in the army. You know the names of how much you got shot. You know?
We say too, even those attachments, let's say to your family, those can be detrimental too. The scriptures speak about how that man's foe is going to be in his own household. So, you being attached to your family, being all lovey-dovey and stuff, not realizing that the Lord is putting certain situations in place that you separate from your family for that particular reason, man. Because they could turn on you, man. That's right. When Esau comes down having great wrath and he's looking for you, the faces of the news, they're going to first one, they're going to call him and then say, yo, he's right here at the house.
Yeah, no, they're going to call you and say, I made some Rico there for you. Yeah, Rico, I got the crib mask here for you, everything for you. Yeah. Come home, baby, come home, bro. Talking to you like when you're young, whatever nickname you got, You see what I'm saying? Right? I'm telling you, bro. Winnie, come home, Winnie. Who is he? Still got a name? It's a bot. But that's it. But that's what I'm saying. Because then beside them is going to be that agent. The police force. So that's why, like the brother said, that's why the Lord is having you separate right now. Okay? Separate from the world in different ways. Read that real quick. It's going to back you up.
This is Luke 14 and verse 25. And there went great multitudes with him. And he turned and said unto them, if any man come to me, and hate not his father, and his mother, and his wife, and his children, and brethren, and sisters, yea, and his own life also.
So the hate doesn't mean to hate as in F you, I hate you, that, you go to your mother's house, you step in the mud and then you go walk on the carpet, right? Because you just got all that hate in your heart. No, it just means you don't put anything over the Lord. That's all it means.
That's right.
You can't put any of them over the Lord, Yahweh Shai. That's all it means. Go ahead.
Because as they say, Yahweh Shai is a jealous power.
Right.
Yahweh Shai is a jealous power.
Exactly.
So again, you can put anything, and anything that you put above Yahweh Shai can be used as an idol.
Right.
So your family, chasing money, woman, anything that you put above the Lord, that's an idol. That's a distraction ultimately.
But you can say that Abraham hated Isaac because he was about to put him to death because of the Lord. See? So that's just to prove that nothing was, and the Lord respected that. The Lord didn't say, oh, he's wicked. How could he cut you? No, he said no. Because he said that proved that he was faithful unto the Lord. So you being too attached to these particular individuals is dangerous for them. See, just like Ezekiel, all right? Just like Ezekiel, the Lord took his wife. So listen, I'm gonna take the pleasure of thine eyes. That means he's gonna take it. And he said, don't weep. He said specifically, don't weep. That's a fact. That's a fact. He's like, come on, bro. You know he wanted to weep. You know what I'm saying? Which probably a few tears probably dropped down with it. Go ahead. But that, when you read in between the lines, that's probably because he was too into it. He was too in love with it.
Yeah.
That's why when you deal with a chick, you're not supposed to be in love. This is in the kingdom you can do that. This is supposed to love her. Love your wife. Who said to love your wife? But you're not supposed to be in love. There's a difference. That means you're enamored.
Then you're gonna start putting her first in everything.
Exactly.
Here it is. It's time for camp. Now I gotta call. Today's anniversary, first year. I can't make it. Now you put for her first. Instead of putting the Lord first, right? They move like so they'll wait till the anniversary to bring that on to you. Okay, not gonna do that. I let you go and everything. And many have lost their wits, man. I told you the situation is going on now. They lost their wits. We gotta pray that destruction comes to this place very, very quick. Very quick. Very quick. Matter of fact, let's pray. Yo. I'm ready to curse this place. Yeah, I'm muted. I speak like Charles and Heston. Yeah, I'm muted. Don't get wicked, man.
Look at Jeremiah 16:3. Thus said the Lord, verse 2, Salakia. Jeremiah 16:2. Thou shalt not take thee a wife, neither shalt thou have sons or daughters in this place. But thus said the Lord concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, concerning their mothers that bear them, concerning their fathers, and concerning their fathers that begat them in this land. They shall die of grievous death. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth. They shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth.
See, that's going on back. That was going on back then, right there with the Babylonians. But guess what? That's going to happen. Those things are going to happen now. So this is not the time to be having children in a family. Although it's going to happen, it's not the time to be seeking. Start with your family, brother, and wife. It's not really the time to be seeking to do that. But will it happen? A woman, she get in the pregnant. Sure, that's going to happen. The scriptures say that they shall be saved in childbearing. So that's going to happen. That might happen. That might happen in Jacob's child. Who knows? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. I'm not saying it's necessarily going to happen in abundance. We don't know. Go ahead.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 4. It says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this
And
life.
this is a spiritual war, right? Okay, so we can't be too entangled with the things going on in this world. All right? Go ahead.
That he may please him.
Nor the people in this world. Right? Go ahead.
That he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier.
And who told us to be a soldier? Yahweh Shai. Give me Luke 15. I've chosen you. John 15.
This is John 15, in verse 16. It says, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that ye shall go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it.
Right, we haven't chosen Lord. The Lord chose us to do this. He called us to do this. All right, so if you got that calling, man, all right, so you're supposed to teach. Anyone that understands this truth, I'm just a help. No. The Lord's not giving you the understanding for you to be a help unless you're in a wheelchair. Okay? If you understand this truth, you should be going out to go teach. Because the scripture says only the 144,000 are going to understand this word. See, you got brothers who listen and they don't understand it and say, oh yeah, I support you guys or whatever. they could be delivered anyway. Right? By sending somebody they really want to stand and bring down and things like that. You know? Goes over their head, but they just feel in the spirit like we're the men of the Lord. You see what I'm saying? Hold on, Spot, go ahead.
Matthew 13 and 22. He also that received seed among thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choked the word, and became unfruitful.
The deceitfulness of riches, man. Right? That'll choke you, man. Riches will choke you. All right, sister.
And the cares of this world.
Anyways, go ahead.
So again, as I read, the cares of this world. You know, so the things that you try to, whatever situation you have, if you put that above Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that will choke the word. You know?
Go ahead, man. Yo, you see through a glass, darkness, man. Yo, brother. Huh? Probably, listen, man, we see through a glass darkness. That's all I gotta say, man. Listen, man, go ahead, man. Read, man. You gotta get mad too, man. You're thinking like, yo. Go ahead, man.
Exactly. That's it on that.
That's it on that?
Yeah, that's it on that.
God, this is Luke 10, verse 1. After these things, the Lord appointed other 70 also, and sent them 2 by 2 before his face into every city and place whither he himself would come. Therefore said he unto them, the harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers into the harvest.
Laborers is what's important in these times, man. You have people pushing that work up. You know? Should be multiple camps out of the Apostle Hours to say should be a camp on every corner. Okay? See what I'm saying? So like the people that cannot escape it, like Esau tries to walk here, no, they go to the next corner, there's another camp. They walk to the next corner, there's another camp. They turn left, there's a camp up there. Right? They go to Atwater, there's a camp down there. Right? You know what I'm saying? That's how it should be, man. They go on that side, Amazing Earth, there's a camp, there's 2 camps over there. That's how it should be, man. It's like, yeah, what is this thing that these guys are all into, man? All these black guys and Latinos. What's happening here, man? You see? And then they start to find out the truth, man. They start to find out, you know, that we're the Israelites. And they can't escape that fact, man. And they have to pay for what they've done, man. Right? But that takes laborers. That takes brothers out there on the highways and byways, man. Because it's a statement. See, we got one brother out there prophesying, okay, cool. Right? Okay, that's cool. But then when they see like the camp like Chicago, that's a statement right there. That means something. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Go ahead.
So the book of St. Matthew 28 and 19. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you, and lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Amen.
Right. We're supposed to be teaching that. And the scripture said to teach them who will be able to teach others. Right? So the purpose of us teaching, this is really going out for the teachers. This is not even for the women and the other men that are supposed to be helpers. Really. This is really for the teachers. Okay? Mainly. Yeah, okay, it's for them to be edified, know how to move in the earth. But it really is mainly for the prophets. Mainly. Go ahead.
This is Galatians 2 and 2. And I went up by revelation and communicated unto them that gospel which I preach among the Gentiles, but privately to them which were of reputation.
Right, because you really, the main focus is the ones that are going to go out and teach as well. That's the main focus. Go ahead.
Lest by any means I should run or had run in vain.
Right. That's it. Go ahead.
That's 2 Timothy 2 and 2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also.
Right, that's the most important part, because you want to multiply your works. You see what I'm saying? You want to multiply. You want to start with 1, and then you have 3, then you have 15, then you have 105. You want to multiply, but you're not going to multiply if they're not teachers, really. You see? So that's why I said it's mainly for the teachers. Go ahead.
This is just to prove that there's a consequence for not teaching. If you know the word, if the Lord gave you this understanding. Matthew
Hold on,
20.
let him read this first. Go ahead.
This is the prologue of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus. It says, whereas many and great things have been delivered unto us by the law and the prophets, and by others that have followed their steps, for the which things Israel ought to be commanded for learning and wisdom, and whereof not only the readers must needs become skillful themselves, but also they that desire to learn be able to profit them which are without, both by
Meaning
speaking.
what? Those that are not within the truth. Right? You have to profit them by what? By teaching. See? To multiply the works. Go ahead.
It says both by speaking.
That's how we have brothers in Italy right now. That's what? The multiplication, man. They're multiplying. And then you had other people, other brother in Italy, it looks like a so-called white man, but it's an Israelite, that's praising Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shem. See what I'm saying? But guess what? He was learning from the brothers in Italy. He wasn't learning from us. He don't really speak English like that. He speaks Italian. You know, the Spanish, the brothers who speak Spanish, they have to learn from the Spanish-speaking brothers. Okay? And the brothers in Latin America, that brother out there in Mexico, and the other brothers in Colombia, whatever. Suriname, we still have a camp out there. Go ahead.
Says, to the intent that those which are desirous to learn and are addicted to those things might profit much more in living according to the law.
Right. You might profit more. Right. Read that again. Last part.
Kind of
Because
says,
we are teaching those that are not teachers as well, so that they live according to the law and they know how to move in the earth. Right? But the main focus is on teaching. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
says, to the intent that those which are desirous to learn and are addicted to those things might profit much more in living according to the law.
Right. They'll profit much more living according to the law. Man. You see that? What?
2nd Esdras 14, and I start at.
Because Jake is not living according to the law right now. Jake is living like heathens right now. Okay? Good.
2nd Esdras 14, and I start at 37. Therefore, write all these things that thou hast seen in a book, and hide them, and teach them to the wise of the people, whose heart thou knowest may comprehend and keep these secrets.
That's right. So everyone is not going to understand the secrets. Everyone's not going to get the breakdowns and so on and so forth. Right? That's only for the ones that are the elect. Okay, the ones that are of the elect. Right? Go ahead. You got something else? Go ahead, bro.
This is Revelation 4.
And really, if you're not a teacher, what's the point of you going into Revelation 7 and 10? I mean, dealing with the beast. Revelation 17 and these different. It's really not pertinent to you like that. You understand what I'm saying? You just need to be learning about how to live, like lessons that are talking about how to live. Okay, this how walk in the spirit. You know, such. You need to be listening to lessons like that. Huh? Right, Romans 13th chapter, faith builders, whatever. Book of Daniel's 11 why? For what reason? If you're not teaching, for what reason are you watching that? Everyone that's watching that should be ready to be teaching. Right? Yeah. Right.
This is Revelation 14 and 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood.
You got women looking at why? Why you don't need to know that, sister. You don't need to know that. You know, yeah. I mean, I'm doing a lesson about how to start an Israelite camp. Oh, this is edifying, but I mean, it's not for you. It doesn't need to be edifying for you. It's kind of like disingenuous. Right? It doesn't need to be edifying for you. What you should be listening is, if I do a cooking lesson. No, I'm playing. I'm just joking. But you know, a lesson dealing with the sisters or how to build your faith, like the brother said. Okay, how to move in the world. That's the ones who need to be listened to. That really doesn't pertain to you. You know? Yeah, how to move in those lessons. Right? You have those. You can make a playlist out of that. Just listen to those. Good.
Revelation 14 and 1.
It's not to say you can't. If you want to listen, you can, but it's really not pertaining to you. It's not. That shouldn't be the ones that you mainly focusing on. It should be the lessons that pertain to you.
To increase your
Yes.
your talent.
Right. Right.
Revelation 14 and 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000.
Right.
having his father's name written in their foreheads.
Right, the 144,000, that's going to be the top of the elect, meaning the governing body is going to be in the Yahushua.
That's right.
And I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps.
Yep.
And they sung as they were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts.
And that new song is this truth. It's the gospel that we're preaching right now. Right? The scripture said that the gospel shall be preached out of the four corners of the earth, then the end shall come. The gospel is this new song, which is different from every other philosophy in the world, right?
And the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000.
So the only ones that's going to really understand this gospel is 144,000, which is the prophets. Okay? And the ones that are in the Bible. Okay? That's the only ones that's really going to learn the song. Because you can learn a song, but if you don't know all the words, you don't know the song. Right? You're trying to sing with your mumbling most things you're trying to do. Think that you understand the song. You don't. Go ahead.
Which were redeemed from the earth.
Right, which were redeemed and delivered. Right? Go ahead.
These are they which are not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they
And
which
it doesn't mean physical virgin, okay? Right? Peter had a wife, you know what I'm saying to you? Okay? To me, that means King David's not a the elect. He had many. Right? It's speaking about spiritually, that you're not dealing with other philosophies, man. Okay? Meaning you're only dealing with the Most High, Yahweh Shai. Okay? Through Yahweh Shai, right? You don't deal with the Most High through Yahweh Shai. Okay? See, because what? We were born again. You know? Born again virgin. Well, that's the elect. Go ahead.
These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb.
Because that means the elect was with Yahweh Shai in the beginning. Meaning, if we're of the elect, you were creating the world with Yahweh Shai. Right? You see a zebra, we were partaking in creating these different spirits. That's it. Right? The scripture said that the Lord created the world, but the world knew him not. Well, he created them. Okay, so we were part of the creating of the world. Everything you see around them, right? See what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
It says, and in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of Yahweh.
That's right, right.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 38. It says, arise up and stand. Behold the number of those that be sealed in the feast of the Lord, which are departed from the shadow of the world, and have received glorious garments of the Lord. Take thy number, O Zion, and shut up those of thine that are clothed in white, which have fulfilled the law.
Which represents purity, right?
It says, which have fulfilled the law of the Lord. The number of thy children, whom thou longest for, is fulfilled. Beseech the power of the Lord, that thy people, which have been called from the beginning, may be hallowed.
That's right.
I, Ezra, saw upon Mount Zion.
Because really he chose the nation of Israel before we were even created as a nation. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says, I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number. And they all praised Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai with songs. And in the midst of them, there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest. And upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly.
Right, which I marveled at greatly. But Jake just does things to the cat, you know? So anyway, go ahead, man. But he looks good.
Read that again, verse 42. And I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number.
Yep.
And they all praised Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai with songs.
So this is the elect. Okay, this is the elect when they're delivered. The elect are all people that are delivered at that time. Go ahead.
And in the midst of them, there was a young man of a high stature.
That's Yahweh Shai. That's the Lord. Okay, the man of high stature. Okay, he's going to be taller than everyone else, right?
Taller than all the rest. And upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly.
And he's going to put crowns upon the 144,000, man. Okay? 144,000 are the ones who are going to get the crowns. 144,000 are going to be the ones ruling. Okay? It's not going to be every Israelite. Just because they make it doesn't mean they're going to get a crown. Doesn't mean because you get a crown, your son's gonna get a crown. You understand? This is for the 144,000, right? Only. Point blank period. And there's nothing but a great. This is why the scriptures say that a man's gift bring him amongst great men. All you brothers, if you're the elect, right? Lord willing, we all are. These are all great, the greatest men on the earth. Right? Don't worry about ranking. Please, man. Nigga, please. You gotta say, you know what I'm saying? Straight, I gotta say, like, nigga, please. You're of the greatest on the earth. Whether you're, I don't even care from 144,000. Because guess what? I'm up to 144. That's it. That's all that matters. So he's the last one. He's up to 144. That's all they're gonna know.
First class.
First class. Okay? And when we pull through, they're gonna know, God, this one up to 100 young. They might be drinking wine or dropping glass. One up to 144. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
It says, verse 44, so I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? And he answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and have put on the immortal.
That's right.
And have confessed the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
And then how are we confessing it out here on the highways and the byways?
That's right.
We're confessing the name of Yahweh Shai. Okay? We're not saying Jesus. We're saying Yahweh Shai, right? Or Mashiach. You see it? Go ahead. And Yahweh. Right? Starting with Yahweh. Yahweh's over Yahweh Shai. Okay? Yahweh boy Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Now are they crowned and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them, and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the son of Yahweh.
Yahweh Shai's going to look young. See? He'll be over all of us, the oldest spirit ever. He'll be young. Just like all of us. All of us are going to look young. We're all going to be in our youth. In our prime forevermore. You see no brother, just getting up here, brother. Getting up, no. You know, in your youth, man. Okay? So, brother's young. You're going talking to Amwa, so brother, we go, yo, I gotta go on, brother, I gotta go check some shit. Fly out, come back, you know? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That brother, I always think about that brother from Boston.
Yeah.
When I think about an older man, because he just reminds me of that one who saw Yahweh Shai before he's dead. You know? And yeah, man, he's gonna be his young self. The brother's gonna be all like, oh my goodness, because they only know him as an older man, you know? You know? When you're older, like, you kind of sometimes lose your wit, especially when you're like past 60, 65. You know, kind of lose, like kind of see. Not every some men are blessed to keep their wits. Yeah. You know, but sometimes you start to lose this stuff, forget things more, so on and so forth. Right?
So he answered and said unto me, It is the son of Yahweh whom they have confessed in the world.
That's right, and we're confessing. That's why I'll never be ashamed to confess Yahweh by Yahweh. See what I'm saying? Sometimes we gotta play Clark Kent. But when I'm out here, the name is Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
We're going to confess it, man. I'm confessing it right now. I'm going to proclaim it right now. So that vibration goes out on the earth. I'm proclaiming and confessing the name of Yahweh Shai, man.
That's right.
Right. Before this, all these people, man. And the internet, man. For all you ninjas on blast. Go ahead, man.
It says, Whom they have confessed in the world.
That's right.
Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai.
Right, so it doesn't matter what's going on in their life. There are certain people that fell for the battles that are going on in their life. You gotta understand it's a spiritual battle. You can lose the battle anywhere. You don't have to lose it here. You don't have to lose it because you don't feel like teaching. You can lose it based upon personal things. You know? Go ahead.
It says, verse 48.
So you gotta fight, man, knowing that the demons is working through people, man. Demons is working through people as well, man. Different situations. All right? To what? To test your resolve, test your firmness in this truth, right? Go ahead.
Then the angel said unto me, Go thy way and tell my people what manner of things and how great wonders the Lord thy power thou hast seen.
My people, who's these people? The Israelites, man. So we're telling them, man, this is what's getting ready to happen for the elect, 144,000. This is what we're fighting for, man. You know, but even before that, you know, that's the thing I'm fighting for. But even before that, I'm fighting to be protected when he brings his wrath, man, upon this earth. before that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, we'll get to that, but what's coming immediately? You understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you gotta, let's say you got a ticket, right? You got a ticket that's, if you don't pay it now, they can take your license. You gotta focus on that. Yeah, you got another ticket coming, a big ticket coming, but yeah, I'm not worried about that right now. I gotta pay this $200 one, and they're starting to take my license now. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at this time. See, these people don't get it. It's not just about the king. Yeah, the king. Yeah. What about the Jacob's trouble? What about the hell, the famine that's about to hit this place, man? Okay, all hell breaking loose in this place, man. Because that's coming too. And it's coming real soon. Go ahead, bro.
Matthew 20:8. So when even was come, the Lord of that vineyard said unto his steward, call the laborers and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first. And when they came that were hired, about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more. And they likewise received every man a penny. And when they have received it, they murmured against the good man of the house, saying, these last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden of the heat of the day. Who has borne the burden and the heat of the day.
Right, so that's the people who was in this before us, the brothers who was in this before us, you know, whatever the case may be. There's brothers that came in at the last minute. You know, brothers coming in now, they're going to get the same reward as the apostles get when it comes to the kingdom. Although they've been in this thing 30 some odd years, right? They might just have came in for a year before the destruction. See what I'm saying? They're still going to get the kingdom. You know, still gonna get that crown in their head. Come on, that's crazy, ain't it? Still gonna get that crown in their head. That's crazy. Right? Yeah? You don't know, yeah, exactly. You don't know what they did in their past. Because Paul, when he finished what he did, he said, listen, the crown is waiting for me. Paul had to come back. You see?
So again, it's not about the ranking or position. As long as you finish the course and obtain that penny, that's the most important.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Go ahead, man.
It says, he that shall endure unto the end shall be saved.
That's right. That's right. That's it. That's all. Oh, well, you got what I asked for, right? Okay, read that.
This is Daniel 12 and verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that
time,
time,
be a time of trouble that's like never been in it. See, I'm trying to get protected from that. I'm trying to be good in that. I'm trying to have the Lord guide me, protect me in that. And where I can see His words, like wow, like so more miraculous than I've ever seen before. You know, like wow, you can't tell me this is not wow. One day, how will shy. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
Right, written in the book. Okay, written in what book? The book of life. Everyone's not written in the book. Okay, there's a scripture where it said that I think that's Revelation 17. Actually, go down. It says those that were not written in the book of life, they wandered after them. Okay, but they were not written in the book of life, so they admired the system. See, but we're speaking against this system. We're speaking against these Edomites, man. Read that, bro. Oh no, how would you read?
This is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
So that's another reason why we're doing what we're doing, man. So we can be kept from the hour of temptation, the fear of the Lord, not what He's getting ready to bring. You know what I'm saying? It's time that has never been. Right?
Which shall come upon all the world,
right,
to try them.
See, because they're going to be in it too, but they're going to have that protection.
Right.
And I can't wait to see it like a movie. It's going to be like a movie walking around, see, screwed up, scared. These women will be looking in a lot of eyes. I might have shades or take off the shades. Yo, put it back on, yo. Oh, please get the fuck away from me. Yo, I'm going to take one look at the spirit of the right. that's gonna be pretty much 99.9%.
I'll deal with it.
And if I'm not desirous, or want to put the spirit in me desirous to it, kick rocks. All right? But it, huh?
I'm your brother. I'm your sister. I'm your son.
And I can't wait. It's gonna be music. It's gonna be music to my ears to hear that. It's gonna be music to my ears to hear that. I'm playing you. I can't wait, man.
Yeah. It says, I will also.
But you know what? It's not all gonna be about, because there's one particular woman I'm thinking about that even though she don't look too good no more, she's still back. She don't look good no more. But there's one act she did that I respect that I would deliver. If I met you, I would deliver. Just that one thing she did. I always respect her. She always came with that. See? It's not typical. Just that one thing she'll be more gives me the opportunity. You know? Just that one thing. She don't look at her like in the church. I wouldn't do it now. Like she didn't look like that. Last time I saw her. Nah. See it to me? I still deliver. Okay, come, hurry up. Hurry up. You know what I'm saying? Hurry up, get up. Good.
Revelation 3 and 10.
But you see how far an act of kindness can go? Oh, the male factor.
No. But did I give
Just popped in my head.
did I give a cup of water? You know, they receive a prophet's reward. Did I receive a prophet in the prophet's reward? So everything that you do good unto us is as if you're doing good unto Yahweh.
That's right. That's right.
So even when you do, as it says, anyone that offends these little ones,
Yep.
so you have to beware when you come with that, when you that interaction that you have with the men of the Lord, man.
Yeah.
Because you can either get a blessing or a curse from that interaction.
It's like the Lord said, whosoever sins ye retain, they shall be retained.
That's right, brother. So you're going to give us the choice to do these things. You know what I'm saying to you? You're going to remember certain people. You actually help me out. You actually get some. Come with me. I got something, you know? You might be stuck. Come with me. Get up. Give him like a meal and you can go to the Lord and provide you.
That's right.
See, you don't worry about here. Here's a bread, here's a soup. This brother's gonna have all the soups, all the packages of soups going into the car. With all the soups, I went to the restaurant. I know not, brother. I know not. Hold on, I'll watch videos. I'll watch this. Well, it's real quick. It's an emergency.
Revelation 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Right. Matter of fact, Revelation 12.
Matthew 26 and 6. Now when Yahushua was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman, having an alabaster box of precious ointments, and poured it on his head, as he sat at meat. And when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor.
Right.
When Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath brought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. It says, for in that she had poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also that this woman hath done be told for a memorial of her.
And that one act, was remembered and respected by the people. See what I'm saying? So he could do something like that and be delivered. But the matter of fact, all he did was say something good about Yahushua. We believe these are people. They're saying that one thing good at the last minute, man. You see what I'm saying? So these little one little acts they do to the men in the Lord, hey, it's going to be remembered, man, either for good or for negative, man. Right? So any of them women that you were dealing with before, they don't have to pay for that. You see what I'm saying? They don't feel that, man. Right? And I'm going to be looking at my phone, man. I'm going to be looking at my phone to see them calls coming in, man. See what I'm saying? Them dudes who did you dirty, steamed on you, or whatever the case, robbed you in different ways. You just, when you're in the truth, you just gotta let it go.
That's it.
See? Or Esau, right? You're gonna see all Esau's not gonna have no help.
Matthew 20, I start at 14. Take thine ears and go thy way. I will give unto this last, even unto thee. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with my own? Is thy eye evil because I'm good?
Right. So that's speaking, isn't that speaking about the penny?
Yeah, the penny, but Yahweh Shai can do whatever
Right,
he
he can do
wants.
what he wants. Just like we could do whatever we want, but he give us the power, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So he said, we can remit what we feel in the spirit. We
Yeah,
feel it.
yeah.
Right? If God might have done something similar, then that guy, but we might have mercy on another people. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They can't say, oh, how you going to do that? Well, that's the spirit. The spirit made us have compassion against particular people.
That's right.
When it came to that scenario. You see how that works?
That's right.
Okay.
Matthew 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved.
Yeah, he that shall endure until the end. You got to endure to the end. You see what I'm saying? Dealing with this truth. You follow this truth, forget about it. The Lord said that he that put his hand to the plow and looking back is not fit for the kingdom. See, so as long as we continue to the end, the Lord is going to deliver us from these situations when we're in there. And if you get put to death, you're still going to be delivered. You're going to be brought right back up. You're going to come back down and get your revenge. That's right. Right? The same people that did what they did to you, you're going to come and visit them now. The Lord will probably keep them alive just for you. You see what I'm saying? You tormented them in a dream, and then you'll pop up and appear in front of them, man.
Just to add on to what you just said, it makes 100% sense because Yahushua will come back, and even those that pierced him, he shall see him. So the same, whoever did wrong to us, we shall come back.
So
And they shall see us.
that's the only thing that makes us sleep. That's right. As if they know why they're getting judged. You know what I'm saying? Someone who's so wicked to you and you stub their toe, it's because God was like just wasn't paying attention. And then they get a cancer and their leg falls off, they have to cut off their leg, amputate their leg. Like, yes, God wasn't paying attention, you know what I'm saying? You want the person that's being judged for you, you want them to know why they're being judged. You damn near want the Lord to take a movie, say, remember this? They were shot water in your face. Remember this? Remember that? What about it? What about it? This is why you're going to be judged. What? I didn't mean it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, the nations are going to know why they're being punished. They're going to be punished for what they've done to Israel, man. The Lord said, he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of my eye. See? That was it on that? Good.
Sirach 18 and 14. He had mercy on them that receive discipline, and that diligently seek after his judgments. Verse 20. Before judgment, examine thyself, and in the day of visitation, thou shalt find mercy. Verse 23. Before thy praise, prepare thyself, and be not as one that tempted the Lord. Think upon the wrath that shall be at the end, and at the time of vengeance, when he shall turn away his face.
That's it. All right. So you better, if you know you're going off, you better correct that quickly, man, so that you may have mercy. If not, destruction is coming to you. You see what I'm saying? That's right. Got something like that? See you in a minute. Hey, what you got? I know we wanted that.
Obadiah 15, 1 and 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, shall be done unto thee.
Right.
Thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
Right. Well, what good is it if Esau's getting judged and put into captivity? He doesn't know why. Bad luck, I guess. It's bad luck. No, it's not bad luck, man. You're doing it, you're getting it because of what you've done to us, man. What you've done to the Israelites, man. The same thing if we got personal enemies. The scriptures speak about, there's nothing better than man living.
Yeah, I got that.
Read that out right now.
This is Ecclesiasticus
Right
20,
now.
25 and verse 7. It says, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy. And the 10th,
Boy. Look, you thought it was like one of his cousins or something. Go ahead, man. Go ahead,
it
man.
says, there be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that has joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy.
This is beautiful, man. To see the fall of a man that lives to see the fall of his enemies is a beautiful thing. And we're in a time where enemies are about to fall, man. We're in that time, man. This is the best time to be alive, man. The Lord said that. Who said it actually? He said that many desire to see the things that you saw. Desire to see the things that you see, and I've not seen it, man. How much more this time? This is the ultimate time, man. Because this is going to be the ultimate judgment. You see? The famine and all these things. So we can't wait. It's right around the corner, man. Right? Klaus Schwab's daughter was just talking about ultimate permanent lockdowns, dealing with climate change and things like that. We're coming back to the see they think it's all good now. Yeah, this is the time to go to the bar. But the Lord spoke about a sword being sharpened, and shall we then make mirth, man? You gotta know what time you're living in, man. And when this place starts to fall, when this place really starts to fall, that's a good time for us. Yeah, at first we're like, damn, oh shit, this happened, oh yo, the power went out, shit, damn. But then you start to build up, oh yeah, you know what, this is the time, See, when the tower goes, I just be hoping the power went out in the whole city. Good, you know? I just hope it's just not me catching it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, when you call me, I'll be like, yo, I hope the whole city got it.
That's right.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Matthew 13.
We're going to get the last scripture.
Matthew 13 and 17 it says, Verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them.
It's the Sabbath. What you got? You got something to do?
It says, For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them.
That's it, man. We're seeing everything now. We're going to see the final judgment. Okay, we're going to see the final judgment take place, right? It's not going to be no joke, man. We can't really even put into even that we can't really put into our imagination from Jacob's trouble. How bad it's going to be, man. You know, we can kind of see it, but like, yo, you got to be in it. You know, to really see the terrors, man. Which I've had a vision of it. You know, people screaming, but even that is it's like, yo, you got to be in it, man. But that was pretty vivid. That was very vivid. I was awake, you know. But it was like people screaming, running around. But guess what? When it comes, man, it's going to be a sight to see. Man. These people are going to be very, very, as you say, pitiful place.
Baby dying.
Yeah.
You know?
Like the different wailing every night. Chicks like, and then it comes like they don't have to. They're gonna get what you call it. They're gonna get they won't be ravaged by these wild. They say send out the virgins, right? They wake up every day. They got a stiffy, but they don't. The only thing they can do is watch. You see, so these men out here are through right now. They're finished right now.
Nothing if you walk out there at that time.
And I don't know if you brothers seen that video. I always thought it was IUIC because of the purple shirt. When you got that video, that dude with the video, he's like, yo, I came on a date. Oh yeah. I actually felt bad for you. I feel bad for you watching. Which I don't know if it's real, if it's acting or whatnot. I heard he might be a comedian, whatever. I don't know. But it seems real. It seems real. I mean, he did real good. I felt bad for the dude, man.
I guess that's the beginning of a villain story.
Right. But guess what, though, right? There's a lot of dudes like that. They're just frustrated, you know? So when that time comes, they're just going to get it out. He's going to take off those glasses. He's just going to do what he has to do. Huh? Hey, no. No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more Mr. Nice Guy. No, buckle up spandex. What do you call those things? Expenders? Yeah. You're going to find something, man. You're going to find something, man. want to deal with me, yes or no? That's what she say. No, please. Bop, 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 bop. No, give her the Terrell, what's it, Crawford? Yeah. Oh, give her like Crawford. She done. Quick. And he's gonna ask that first. He's gonna be like, do you want to deal with me? Yes or no? He's gonna try to still be in that nice guy spirit. You give me a kiss or no? Like, no, please, that you, because she knows it's a violent time, you know? Please, no, please, no, please, no, don't do this. Like, what is that? Who is that? Is that the cousin and the nephew of that Solomon's? Who is that? I did not know. Not Adonijah's daughter. Absalom's daughter. Oh. The other of the film. He'll be like, please don't do this, father. All she's gonna see is bop, 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 beep, bop, beep, bop. Right? And he's gonna do what he has to do, man. Okay? Go ahead, man. No mercy. Yeah. Which me, I don't find that. I don't see how people get pleasure from that anyway. I don't see a woman that's not into you and then it's like you're doing it. You gotta. I don't see how you can get pleasure from that. But these dudes ain't gonna give a shit. There's a lot of guys that are not gonna care about it. You know? I want to deal with a woman that's into me. Like, you know, I want her to be into it. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Fighting back.
It's not. How is that fun? I don't see how that's fun. But hey, there's dudes that's gonna be with the business, right? I don't give a shit. It's a nut, isn't it? Go ahead, man.
That guy, what's that guy? Such Knight?
Oh, Suge Knight.
Suge Knight?
Oh, yeah! Yeah, I remember Zakai showed me that shit, bro. That shit was funny as hell, man. That shit was violent, bro. He's a violent guy. That guy's a violent. No, you gotta watch that. You go watch that after. It got more and more violent. You gotta watch that video. Suge Knight dancing with a girl. It got more and more violent as the video came on, you know? It was first I did that was like a rear naked show. The hair. She couldn't breathe, you know? You gotta watch it. We're gonna play it after this. David, what's got any more? Yes, sir?
The book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 6, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation.
But you got dudes with demons on that only like it in that way.
Yeah.
See, well, the Lord created them for that. Yeah. Spirits be created for vengeance. Right.
Jeffrey Dahmer, like when they were tied up.
Right. 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, to recompense tribulation to them that trouble.
Because remember I was speaking about like we're gonna have the concubines, they're gonna be wives, but you know, you ain't gonna have them chained up.
In the face. You know
I did that shit out of the crack. When I did that, I took a jog, bro. That was funny. Yo. Yeah. It's like it, man. It's like, yeah, you're drunk as you drunk as Jesus is a concept, man. That's funny as hell, man. Anyways, man. With that, bro, we're gonna close up, man. We're gonna give all praises going on.
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Achad.
God bless the apostles, elders, great millstone, citations, much love and respect to the brothers out there pushing this word out, shooting sincerity. All right?
Shemai,
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Yahweh, Shemai, Yahweh, 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 Shemai, Yahweh,
That's it.
And she's just there waiting. She's there waiting.